Hello everyone and welcome to Call It Crits, where I'm having audio problems, which is not new with everything that whenever I do something there's always some sort of technical issue, but as long as you guys can hear the music, that's all that matters. So I'm going to put on some nice music. Let's go for some calm music so that everyone else, you guys, can all hear something. I'd like everyone, all the players, if you want to give me a quick hurrah and hello, so I can check that the Discord sound is definitely working.
Hello.
Hey, Discord sound is definitely working. That's good. I'm sorry, I should really do all these mic checks before the game. Excellent. Music's working and mic's working, as I've been told. Fabulous. I still wish that I could hear it through my headphones. That would be lovely, but hang on. Maybe this works. Oh! I've got it working. Sweet. I just had to press a setting and it worked. So now I can hear the wonderful music, and so can everyone else apart from you guys. Sorry. So I'll turn it down slightly. There we go. So where last we left off, now it's a bit of a break. I don't know. I'm hoping that you guys have all leveled up. So you've all taken you've all done your hit points and done all your additions to your characters, because you are all now level 8. Which is amazing. Yeah, the last few sessions was a bit of a story arc where we'd had the Slaughtergoths, and I'm going to try not to say as much in this session. I listened to myself back in one of the previous videos and I said a lot, so I'm going to try not to say it today. So let's see how that goes. So in the last few sessions, the party of the Slaughtergoths had headed into the Feywild because the Fey de Santra, the sacred tree of Ashenoake, had become under attack by a plant from the Feywild known as the Shadow Ivy, or the blood-tipped Shadow Ivy. Going into the Feywild, you faced many challenges. You first came across the village of Felnor, which wasn't so bad actually. You got a rather friendly welcome, and you were directed towards a fairy dragon named by the name of Bidnar. They were the guardian of the gateway that you wanted to go to, but they then set you on a challenge to go and fight some Formians who were essentially bad thoughts that Bidnar had, because Bidnar believes that everything in the Feywild is their imagination that they created, and everything that's there is it's their thoughts, which is, it's an interesting spin. So what you did is you went in, you fought these Formians, and then you found a secret passageway into the realm of Vailoth, who is a Fey, Archfey of the Feywild, and someone that Alar really did not want to be meeting, because Vailoth is actually the father of Alar's half-brother. So it was something. It's a bit of an interesting twist. In order to escape this guy, well, actually, first, after releasing 2 of his prisoners, one of them being Garroth's father, and the other one being Grinks, you then had to confront him. You then promised him a party upon your return, a promise that you can choose to fulfill or not, but there will likely be consequences either way. And then you went back to Bidnar, told him that you'd solved the problem, went in, you made your way through the through the Shadow Ivy, met up with Sal, a drow who had found themselves in the Feywild somehow. They don't know, who disguised themselves as a thorn seller, and Alar totally bought it. You then rode over the Shadow Ivy on Treant back, after rescuing a Treant from its mind control grasp, fought the Gulthiest tree, stopped the infection and the plague of the Shadow Ivy, and made your way back. Then you were confronted by a future version of Relan, Ralgin's twin sister, who had followed Ralgin into the Feywild 4 years after you guys had gone in. It was an emotional session, and I've even watched it back, and it was an emotional session. With the I need to stop saying that. With everything that was going on, and yeah, she had come in with information to get you out of the Feywild at your own time. Unfortunately, it meant that she would also go back to her own time. However, not knowing the laws of the multiverse and time travel within the whole thing, you can only speculate that maybe you going back and changing things would mean that her future never happened, or maybe you have two realities that run parallel to each other. You don't know. But however, you returned back in Ashenoake 1 hour. I believe it was. No, it wasn't. Hang on. It was 4 hours. 4 hours after you left. So everything that happened to you guys in 4 days, or 4 borderline 5 days, happened in the material plane in 4 hours. So it's a bit of a body shock. Everyone, well, not everyone. Morvin had to roll for it, see if he recalled it, kept his memory of the situation, and he did. So you all remember exactly what happened while you were in the Feywild, and yeah, it was an interesting adventure. But now you've returned, and we did a little bit of a time jump. Grinks, you made yourself scarce fairly quickly. Once you got to Ashenoake, you disappeared fairly quickly and made your way to one of the taverns, which I will tell you the name of the tavern if you give me just a moment, because I've got all my places on here. Nations, Commonwealth, Ashenoake. So the taverns. Let me see. You said you'll have gone to the cheapest tavern.
Yeah.
The Hollow Tree. Yeah, the Hollow Tree Inn. So yeah, you head on over to the Hollow Tree Inn. They serve a brand new ale which they're selling on special at the moment, known as the Triple Giant Slayer, which you probably.
I will have got a butt of that.
Yeah.
I would have paid for a room, and I would have been disguised as an elven version of myself, just to speed things up.
And with everyone else, will have said that you went back in, and you'll have been offered residence within the manor, the Whitewood Manor. Via Raljan's parents, and you'll have had an evening. Morvin then said he saw a sign, and you guys will have sort of like seen him sort of like get up and tell you that he has been requested by his goddess on a bit of on a quest, and he promptly said his goodbyes and has left, and he is now off doing his own thing for the time being, as the player is off multi-classing as a parent. So, you wouldn't have seen that actually, will you, Sal?
No.
On the Facebook chat, baby was born. So.
Aww, little mini gnome.
Yes. So we all offer our congratulations to Ash, who is now multi-classing as a parent and will be leveling up in his parent skills over the next few months, while we all play D&D, because we're cool.
Yeah.
So we'll jump in, and we'll jump in to Grinks, and I'll start off with you. So it's we're going to start with the next morning, and you've been spent the evening drinking and just that's the wrong music. Hang on a second. You spent the evening
drinking music.
No, I haven't got drinking music, sadly, but I've just got some different music that's not calm, twinkly music. So you spent the evening drinking and sort of like
a couple of spells in my spellbook,
yeah.
So I would imagine I didn't get my full rest.
I mean, I reckon you probably will have done, because there's nothing stopping you from sleeping in.
Well, I will sleep in late.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm gonna sleep it off.
Yeah. There's nothing stopping you from having that full sleep, because you are by all accounts in a safe place, with no immediate dangers around, and you've paid for this room, so you can get full use out of it. The night before is a little hazy, and you do notice that your books are kind of strewn across the place. you know, there's pages, there's scrolls that have been sort of like you've copied them out and the ink's smudged on them, and you just kind of you've probably done them quite drunkenly. However, you're so used to doing these from your studying days, drinking and studying and writing, that you actually did an alright job copying them down into your book, and they will be usable. But yeah, you've got a bit of a fuzzy head, and yeah, the morning is yours. What would you like to do?
So on the map, whereabouts am I? So I'm just looking at Ashenoake.
Okay, I should probably put the Ashenoake map on. Let's see if I've got it. Let's have a look.
Because I'd have imagined I'd have tried to find a pub as far away from the Whitewood Manor as possible.
Yeah. So, so you can't see on on there, but I will.
Where's the map?
It's on the Discord, but it's not.
Okay.
I can. Oh, actually, if you go into maps if you go into maps on the Discord, you'll be able to see it on there. I've just put it onto the stream so people can see it. So the tavern itself is quite far away. It's actually close to where the river is, down that end on sort of like where the road goes down from the Whitewood from the Fey de Santra.
Okay, so straight south.
Straight down, and if you go 3 buildings in, there's a small building there with like a cyan-coloured roof. It's just that small little building there.
That'll do then. Okay.
Yeah. So you're about as far away as you can be really from the Whitewood Manor.
Okay, so first thing I do will be to collect my gear. Bamfnick's out of this plane just because she's a dead giveaway. I'll be disguised as the elven version of myself. And I'm probably going to head down towards the docks, and I'm going to be looking for any thieves' guilds or any thieves' cant or anything around. I'm looking for a bolt hole.
Okay.
I know we've had this conversation before, but Brink doesn't know this.
Yeah, so player knowledge, you know that this is it's a futile attempt. So I'm not going to make you roll it because that would be unfair. You do spend you spend maybe about an hour sort of looking around, looking in some of the usual places. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Some of the usual places, but you don't see any signs of any thieves' cant or anything. It's very, it's unusual. But this place doesn't seem to have any hidey holes for any of the thieves' guild. Whilst you're spending some time looking around and just looking like a bit of a nosy newcomer, because it's not a it's not a big town. It's relatively small in comparison to a lot of places. And okay, yeah, you're Grinch. You've been to smaller places, and you're in the travelling circus. 1 second. So you've been to smaller places, but this is it's not by account. It's not a big place, and you're down by, if you look on the map, just down by the docks area where there's a lot of small boats and fishing boats that come out and do on the river, and you're approached by a gentleman, an elf. He's wearing fisherman's garb, like overalls that sort of and a t-shirt that's sort of like a shirt. He's quite tanned. He's got sort of like brown hair that's kind of tied in a bow behind his tied in like a ponytail. Sorry, not a bow, in a ponytail behind his neck. He kind of sees you looking around, looking a bit nosy, and he's kind of clocked you. And he just kind of walks up to you and says, "Is there anything I can help you with?"
Does he have any formal garb? Does he look like a townsguard or anything like that?
Nothing like that at all. In fact, you notice as he walks over to you, he walks over to you from where one of the docks were, and he's actually carrying in his hand a crab trap. So it looks like he's just been out off the docks, but he's curious of you kind of almost snooping around. You can see he's a bit nosy.
I'm new in town, friend. Where is the best place to acquire goods?
Well, I guess you can go over to the market. There's plenty of plenty of stalls down there. If you head on, just do you see the manor up on the hill? Just up there. If you head down the road, just you'll see the main road, the main cobblestone. You head around there, take a left, and then take a no, sort of like head straight up the main road. You can't miss it. It's the larger road. You'll see the fade, the tree. It's not looking our best at the moment. We've had a bit of an issue. But if you head up there, and you'll be able to see the market just down there. You can't miss it. Unless, of course, you want to buy some crabs, and he holds up his basket, his crab trap, and you can see in there there's some like red crabs that are kind of snipping around, just caught up in the trap.
Hold up a gold coin and say, we can forget the crabs, but what about any stores that sell magical items, scrolls? And I'm just going to dance the coin over my fingers. Just doing a little coin trick.
He looks interestedly at the coin in your hand and just says, "I mean, yeah, you'll definitely find something to that manor up in that direction. Let me just see if I can remember any of the stalls that are there as the dungeon master checks his notes."
Seamless.
Absolutely.
I just need to hunt some scrolls down.
I mean, if you're looking for, there's a shop in town that's, if I remember correctly, they do like a manner of magical things such as potions and probably some of these scroll things that you're on about. I don't really know much about scrolls and magic myself. I'm a fisherman, and he holds up his crab.
I'll take a step back because water, sea, water in general, I'm very nervous around. I don't like water.
You can see that this guy actually has a bit of seaweed just kind of dangling off his overalls as well. He kind of picks it off and just goes, they've fallen off the trap, and he flings it on the floor, which kind of lands next to your feet.
Take another step back.
There's a place called the Dizzy Sphere over on the main road. You'll probably find some of the things that you're looking for there.
Much obliged, and I'll flick the coin to him.
He catches it in one hand, almost drops it, but he takes it and then puts it in the top pocket in his overall. Thank you, much. That's I'm happy to help. And are you sure you don't want any crabs? I can't offer you crabs.
Not a big fan of seafood.
Oh, fair enough. And he turns and he heads back over to his boats where there's another elf on there, younger, probably less experienced elf just on there. Looks like he's carrying two other crab traps under his arms and like walking down the gangplank, hoping not to fall off. Right. So are you heading towards the Dizzy Sphere?
I'll head in that direction, but I'll duck into an alley. And I'm going to use the Hat of Disguise, keep the same elven look, but change my clothing to match the fisherman's.
Okay, so you are now wearing brown overalls, sort of like boots that sort of come up underneath the overalls, but it's an illusion, so it's not real. But you've got Wellington boots on essentially. Brown overalls just sort of come down to your ankles. And a white sort of like short sleeve shirt on. Other things, if you're copying it completely, he does have a couple of bangles. You do have a couple of bangles on your wrists as well.
I'll just make generic ones. I won't want to copy his exactly, just in case someone knows them and I'm going to get stopped.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so what are you doing in your fisherman visage?
I'm heading over to the magical sphere.
Okay, you're heading over to the Dizzy Sphere. The Dizzy Sphere is it's more a potion shop than anything. There aren't really such as magical item shops here in Ashenoake. It's more a case of there's a blacksmith, there's a library, which
it's just on the off chance there's any scrolls. I'm just going to be checking for that.
Absolutely. But the Dizzy Sphere is your best place to look for magical items and things such as potions and stuff like that. So you enter into the Dizzy Sphere, and just there's a few customers in there actually, and you can see that one of the most commonly purchased items in this store, and it kind of hits you straight away because there's a big wooden sign in front with nicely almost like special offer written on the front of it, and there's loads of bottles of this yellow liquid in a crate of 12 on the front, and it's actually got a picture of a painted picture of a giant carrying 2 cows on their shoulder, and it just has the written words on it: potion of hill giant strength. 1 chug, and you'll give you strength for hours. And it looks like to be a special offer. It looks like to be something that is purchased frequently, as there is a lot of heavy labour that goes on in Ashenoake. So it's likely to be something that is needed quite a lot. If people can carry more stacks of lumber, it's better for business. As you look past it, as you're sort of like just almost like looking at this sign, you see a snout, a dragonborn snout. What colour is he? A red. Red dragonborn snout. And is he red? Hang on, yeah, he's a red dragonborn. He's a good dragonborn. It's a red dragonborn snout just kind of peers out, and you see his smile just kind of creep up, and he goes, "You want to buy you want to buy hill giant potion? Yes."
No, I'm looking for spell scrolls. What do you have?
Well, I have spell scrolls too. Exactly what are you looking for? I have a range of spell scrolls. I can assist you. I am not spell scroll scribe though. That is difficult to say and difficult to do.
Where's my list? I had a list. Did I send you the list?
You may have done, yes. Let me see.
There is a private message to you.
It was. It depends on what is it that you are wanting to accomplish with your magics. Are you wizard?
I dabble and trade in scrolls at times.
You dabble in trade, so you are looking to resell these scrolls.
Or use them at an opportune moment.
I have certain scrolls that can help some of the residents with some of their remedial tasks. I can maybe interest you in some of those. How would you like this one? And he and breaking character. He goes behind his counter, and he brings out a scroll that's tied up in a brown ribbon. He unties it and sort of opens it up onto the desk and puts 2 paperweights, two obsidian paperweights either side of it so you can see it. This is a scroll of enlarged self. It is rather useful once coupled with some of my very patented and very famous potion of hill giant strength.
I'm interested in this one. Do you have anything more powerful, by any chance?
I mean, the more powerful I go, the more the price hikes up, you see, yes?
I'll jingle my coin purse.
I like the sound of that. Okay. Now, if you want to work faster, I have this spell scroll. And he brings out another spell scroll tied up with a gold ribbon this time. He opens that up, places it on top of the other spell scroll and rolls it out. Replaces the 2 paperweights. And you can see this is a scroll of haste. you want to get double the work done, then you can use this one. It will double your work efforts. However, you may feel a little tired afterwards if you use this spell.
How much would this one set me back?
Let me go and check my books. I'm just going to go grab my books personally. 1 second.
Some good NPCs in this town.
Oh, yes. There was a beep and everything from this side. I desperately want haste.
Sorry, so how prepared I am today. I don't even have my books out or my dice out or anything. Right. So, almost to the right page then. I open this book so much, I always get it, like, I'm always opening it to the similar area. So, right. So, if I just go to a spell scroll. I love these books. So, haste is a 3rd level spell. We got this one uncommon. I will be willing to let this one go for 500 gold pieces. A fair price.
Practitioner yourself, by any chance?
Oh, no, I'm not. I am potion maker. I have alchemy in my work set. I do not create these spells. They are created out of town, and I merely sell them on for money.
Do you have any spell storing device? Because I'm wondering if I could offer you something in trade.
Unfortunately, I do not have anything that can store spells. It sounds a little bit out of my remit.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, my apologies.
Well, no, I was going to offer to store a spell for you in it as a way to compensate you further.
Unfortunately, I would not have the skills to use the magics that would require this. I sell these spells to people that can use magic. I am not a magic practitioner myself.
I'm going to try and batter him down a little bit.
Okay.
500. That's quite steep. I appreciate these are hard to come by, but could you possibly do it for, say, 400?
Give me
persuasion.
A persuasion check, yes.
Okay, I don't actually have that, so 17 on dice, and I've got a +2 on charisma.
That's not bad, though. I tell you what, 400 seems a little low, so I will go 450.
Well, what if you sweeten the pot a little bit? We'll say 500, and if you have 2 health potions.
Potion of health.
He normally charges about 50 for those.
Yes.
So, Scroll of Haste plus 2 potions for 500.
Tell you what, I will give you Scroll of Haste and 1 potion of healing for 500. Deal?
How much do you charge for the hill giant strength?
Oh my! You can see him as soon as you mention it. He gets a bright smile on his face. Oh, the potions of the hill giant strength. They are on special offer right now. You can get 50 gold for just the one, which is fair price. But if you buy 3 of them, you only get them for 100. You're getting I call it buy two, get one free. It is innovative, yes.
Fair. I'll take the healing potion and I'll count out 500 gold for it.
And so you take out 500 gold, and he looks at the gold as you're counting out, and you can see the smile on his reptilian face, just growing and growing as the teeth kind of like, it's like really happy that you're purchasing, and he's as you finish counting it out, still some jingle in your purse as well.
There's a little bit, yes.
Yeah.
I'm running very low.
Yeah. He's like, as you stop and you count out, he kind of looks and you can see that he's satisfied as he's counted every coin along with you. Excuse me. He takes one coin, places it between his two teeth and goes, sorry, have to check. Okay, here's your... And he takes the scroll of haste, rolls it back up, places the gold sort of like tie ribbon back onto it. Here is your scroll of haste. Are you sure it cannot interest you in the scroll of enlarge? Or shall I just put this one back?
I would love that, but I have 50 gold left, and there is no way you would allow that to go for 50 gold, is there?
No, unfortunately not. I will let this one go for 150 gold, but not 50 gold. But perhaps 50 gold will get you one of my patented potions of heal giant strength.
Well, I mean, what about 98 gold? And that would literally clear me out.
98 gold.
And you would have a repeat customer for life every time I'm in Ashenoake. And you can see I'm good for the coin. 16 plus 2 on persuasion.
Okay. He looks as if he's thinking about it. Okay. 98 gold for...
I'll turn my coin purse out, and there's going to be 98 golds worth in there, and there's a couple of gems as well.
He kind of like to says, And is it so 98 in gold and then a few gems as well?
No, it's 98 gold. It's like 90 gold plus a gem or two.
Oh, okay. So you see he kind of goes, he picks up a couple of the gems and kind of holds them up to his eye and is like, yeah, it's real.
Fresh from the Feywild.
From the Feywild, you say?
Yeah, part of the team who cured your pretty tree out there.
You were, yes? That was something that caused quite a stir in recent hours. This was a dull day yesterday. However, it looks like things seem to be getting better. What's You can see as he's taking the scroll and rolling up. What is your name, friend?
Get me on the spot now, Phil. Okay. The name I will give him is Aladan Suni.
Aladan Suni. Interesting, Aladan. Well, if you are indeed from the Feywild, and you had helped our town, then you have done us a great service, and I am happy to give you this deal today. Thank you for what you have done to us, for us.
More than welcome.
I have just one more question, Aladan. I don't remember seeing you go in with the team that...
I disappeared very, very quickly. I'm not one for pomp and ceremony.
No, I'm not talking about when you came out. I'm talking about, the send-offs that we gave to the Slaughtergoths.
No. That wasn't. No, I wasn't there when we left. The boy Raljin, he found me in there, and I don't know if you saw this. I'm going to just flourish the dagger out. The short one had this. Raljin gave it to me while I was in there.
The short one, who's a goblin, yes. I do not remember his name.
I never met him. Raljin saved me while I was in there, so I'll put the dagger away.
Yeah. Very well. Well, my name is Azaka. Nice to meet you. What did you say your name was again?
Aladan, surname.
Aladan. Nice to meet you, Aladan. Maybe we'll see more of each other if you are one of these adventuring types. And you will come
No
and
doubt.
you will come and purchase more potions and maybe some of my hill giant potion, yes.
I believe I know someone who's going to be very interested in those, and he has a lot of money.
Oh.
Okay, here's a tip for you. He's not too bright. He's an elf. Goes by the name Ayla. You should be able to make a little bit of a markup on him.
Okay. Elf by the name of Ayla. Maybe you send him to me, yes.
Oh, he was part of the group that would have gone through with Raljin first of all. You can't miss him.
Oh, he was the elf that went through. There was two elves there. There was the wizarding one, and there was the one all dressed in green armor.
He does like his green. Hugs
Right.
trees and everything. He's very, very committed to the whole thing.
Yeah, I told you I did not pay attention to their names, but now that you tell me this, maybe you send him here. Maybe I do him a deal.
Oh yeah, I'll bow, and scoop up the scrolls, and I'm going to go to the nearest tavern, and I'm going to cheat my way at cards to pay for board for the night because I'm broke.
Okay, so you're going to head off. So that's just part of your morning. Yeah, we'll give someone else some time. What we're going to do, I'm going to go till about 1:45 today, and then we'll take a break then, because I know we had a bit of a late start. But we'll go to.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, here he is. He's just rocked up just after we finished doing Grinx's bit. All the havoc that he's causing for Raljin, I can't,
I heard something about tree hugging.
It's nothing to do with you. Anyway, so we'll go to we'll go to everyone else actually. So because Grinx was set apart from everyone. Everyone else, you guys had room and board basically at the Whitewood Estate, the Whitewood Manor, for the night. You've just finished saying goodbye to Morin after he saw a sign in the sky and had to leave, and then you all promptly went to sleep, went to bed, and we'll call it the next morning. So I'm going to go to Sal first. So Sal, you find yourself in a lavishly decorated and presented manor. It's very nice. It's full of very bright white furniture, probably sourced and from the localized trees and lumber. There are actually house staff around that are doing cleaning or serving breakfast and things. And obviously not in your room. You slept in a rather uncomfortable bedroom. But did you sleep in the bed? Did you what would Sal have done in this?
Of course, not the bed. It's probably a trap. Obviously. Under the bed, yes.
So you wake up staring up at the bars under the bed, and promptly roll out. And you find yourself in this nicely decorated room. And as you wake up and sort of roll out, you do hear a knock at the door. Is everything all right in there? Hello? It's okay. It doesn't sound there's anyone in there. You can go in and clean. And the door, then you hear it.
Go back under the bed.
you hear it, and the key opening the door, and the door opens up, and there's a gentleman there who's just sort of letting in one of the house staff, who's coming in with some fresh pillows and blankets and towels and stuff. That as when they open up the guest rooms, it's essential that they make sure that things are kept nice. So they come in, and you see them sort of walking under the bed. Give me a stealth roll.
Oh, God. The usual panic sets in for Sal. Oh, the interaction. Oh, God, it's not good either. The most embarrassing time to have a flunked stealth roll. Oh, no. Oh, it's only a 15.
Oh, okay, hang on. Oh, okay. as you sort of roll into the bed, you accidentally kind of catch one of your one of your weapons that you apparently slept in because you on the blanket, and it kind of pulls under the bed with you, so it kind of and flops onto the floor.
Blanket pile.
Yeah, the person that the house staff that walks in kind of sees this action of the bedclothes like falling off and just goes, hello?
Meow.
Are you at the moment seriously pretending to be a cat?
I don't know.
Give me a performance check.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh no. Oh no. Oh guys.
I love roleplay sessions.
Oh god. Oh no. Well, let's see. That's +0. That's a lovely 8.
Definitely. She's not buying that. So,
Why?
Pardon?
Why not?
Why not? Because it was an 8. So as you had in the bed, you hear the voice just go, do you want me to come back later?
Yes.
Okay. And you see the feet just from the back towards the door, and the door close.
I woke them. I need to leave. I would like. Is there a window?
Yes, there is a window.
I will
Absolutely.
leave via the window.
So you go over to the window. It's one of those push-up windows. There's a latch. You push the latch and kind of push it up, and you're on the second floor.
Oh, no problem.
So, but there is a trellis that you could with things growing up it, so you can climb down it easily enough. I'm not going to make you roll for it.
Oh.
So you kind of climb down the trellis, and you now find yourself in the gardens of the Whitewood estate. There's nice trees. Some of the Whitewood trees from the outside you can see planted in this area as well, very decoratively. With some have carvings in them of faces and animals. And it's a very pretty garden. There's fountains as well. It looks really, really nice. You're actually on the side of the garden as well, where there is also, if you look a little bit further, further from where you are, you see there's also a smaller temple as well, with a moon on it. It's sort of like a crescent moon on there. It's and actually, give me a religion check.
Okay. Oh, for goodness sake. Well, that's a 1.
Oh, well. Yeah.
I'm rolling really well.
No, you're not.
I'm rolling so well, you guys. Tell me everything.
It doesn't even look like a temple to you. It just looks like another building. Yeah, it's just a weird gazebo with a moon just on it.
Strange way of keeping the gardening tools. Okay.
It's a shed.
I almost remember actually arriving here. Which room would let's see who the others are. The little blue, the young one. Where would they be?
So you're talking Raljin.
Yes.
So you may not have known exactly which room he's in, but you can do an investigation check to see if you can figure out where he is.
Yes. This is kidding me.
Okay. This could be terrible.
11.
Okay. So
I climb back up the trellis.
You kind of you stand there for a while and think, right, okay, where could the blue blood be? Where would he be?
They're all blue.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh God.
One thing you do know, I guess, is that he lives here. So it's more likely that he's going to have one of the main bedrooms,
Every
right?
room. Oh no.
So you make your way round to around the building to a place where you think would be the sensible place for, like, not the master bedroom, but one of the main bedrooms of the house, not part of the guest area. You see one of the windows, and it looks like it could possibly be the room that you're looking for. but you're on the
Excellent.
ground floor, so
Oh,
you know,
super. Yes.
you-
Oh, wait. It's on. The
no,
next
it's
floor.
it's on the next floor up. You'd have to
Oh, I'll
you'd have to
climb.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you climb up the trellis towards this window, and are you looking in the window?
Yes.
Okay, give me a stealth roll.
Come on. Come on.
Mind you, it depends actually. I say give me a stealth roll. Are you doing this stealthily?
Yes. Of
Okay,
course I
yeah,
am.
can't do it
I
as
do
a stealth roll.
everything stealthily. Oh, that's better. That is a 25.
25. So yeah, you
Finally.
yeah, you're doing pretty well this time. So yeah, stealthily you kind
finally
of
woken up.
peer your eyes into the room. It's late morning, so you know, some people might be awake, some people might be still in bed and things like that. But it does appear that there is someone asleep in the bed. You can see that they have white hair. They're asleep, sort of facing. You can't see their face because they're like in the bed, but it does have the same colour hair that Raljin would have. So it's fair to assume that this could be his room.
There can't be that many white-haired people above ground out here, so it must be him. Let's open the window.
Are you just jumping straight in, or are you going for making other observations? What would you like to do before?
I would like to make some other observations.
Okay,
Is there a cat in there?
Give me a perception check.
Oh no! Oh, it's a 12.
Okay.
I've rolled one roll above a 10 so far.
You don't see a cat. It's but it's the curtains.
It has its own room.
The sun doesn't actually come down on this side. It's on the opposite side of the building, so it is still quite dark. And the other curtains are closed. It's quite dark inside the room. So yeah, you don't see a cat. There is there's like a uniform on the like some clothes on the floor, and so I say on the floor. They're actually on over there's like a. What's that? Not like a bed, it's like a poof can, but like a long one along the end of the bed.
Oh.
And there's some clothes laid out on there. Yeah, this person still appears to be asleep.
Does this appear to be the uniform that the young lady of the same age as the blue young one, that their sibling?
Give me a quick. It'll be an investigation on this one, so because you can't really see, so you have to.
Oh, I just remembered as well. I think if I get under a certain thing. Oh yeah, I can actually treat. I can treat my. Oh no, it's insight. Never mind. Investigation. That is a 16.
16. All right, it's not that hard. It does appear to be a town's guard uniform. Yes.
Yeah. No. Okay. Logically, the young Raljin surely is going to be next to this person, so I will go sideways.
Okay.
I think I have with my sister.
It's to send the regards.
I'm not going in there.
Anyway, so you scoot across,
Respectful.
and you kind of go along. There's a bit of a you're kind of going along for not ages, but
I don't think
decent
I should have stayed
length.
inside through this bit.
And because you are now scaling across the building, I am going to ask for an athletics check.
Oh,
Oh,
athletics?
God.
Oh, good. Good. Ah! No. Let's see. What athletics, you say? Oh, -1.
Oh.
Okay. That is a 5.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't go well for you.
No.
So here's what happens: you scale across the trellis, and you're feeling pretty good about yourself. You know, you're acrobatic enough to sort of like to do this. You get to where the windowsill is of the next room along, and you go to make a grip. However, the piece of trellis that you grab hold of just underneath it breaks off, and you find yourself losing your grip, and because you've been holding on for so long, your strength fails you, and you fall. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground. And Raljin, what's your passive perception?
My passive perception is 15.
Yeah, you hear that.
Oh, please tell me that the person I saw was Ralshin all along.
From outside your bedroom window, Raljin, you hear what appears to be kind of a bit of like a yeah, and then and it's like a snap and then a thud on the ground.
Kind of like the sound of like a raven as it like does something undignified.
The undignified raven. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I
That's a
stagger out
code
of
name.
bed, and I open my window and just look out.
Okay. As you hit the ground, Sal, you've got a choice now. You've got a moment to gather your composure. Are you going to attempt to hide, or are you just going to, you hear the window opening, so.
This is fascinating clover on the ground. Oh yes, yes. I thought it was clover, and it is clover. Yes. My observations were correct. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there.
Slaughtergoths, what are you doing?
I'm examining clovers.
Well, first off, those are violets.
Really? Oh, God. They are very purple clovers. Interesting.
And
It turns out that overground clovers are. What color is this? Purple. Purple? Violet. That's the color they are. Violet.
okay,
I
right.
might have hit my head.
I can't tell.
What?
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 Okay.
So, listen. Where are we?
This is my house.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We're in a town called Ashenoake. This is my home.
Okay.
And I guess if you, I mean,
You've got some people who don't respect room doors. Someone tried to sneak into my room. Probably for murder.
Well, I sincerely doubt any of the staff would try to murder you. And I know for a fact none of the family would. Well, maybe Rolan.
What?
What?
Oh.
I'm kidding. She wouldn't.
Oh.
But was there something you wanted?
Yes.
Okay.
Shall we go shopping?
Sure. I just need to have a quick word with my mum.
Ah, yes.
I'll be like.
Shall I come with you?
You you can if you want. It's no bother really.
I'll stay hidden.
Okay.
Yes. Let's do it.
Sal,
I start climbing up the trellis.
Okay.
You climb over the trellis and managing to avoid the broken part of trellis that caused you to fall.
A weak bit of your wall there. I climb in through the window.
Scramble into the window. There's a bit of a drop and a tipple tail as you roll into the room. Lynx gets up and kind of does the cat stretch.
This is the one. Yes, that's it. I knew it would be in here. Yes, hello.
She goes. Oh, what time is it?
No.
From you appear to have slept in. It is late morning, so you're talking 11-ish. It's been obviously you've been just so exhausted from the happens of the last, for you, 4 days, for everyone else 4 hours. So it's you've all had a very long sleep.
I'm currently only wearing some pajama bottoms, so I go, give me like 2 minutes to get dressed, and then we can go get breakfast and see my mom.
Yes.
And just so you know, Sal, you will probably see a quite significant dark scar just along Raljin's left collarbone, just beneath it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I put on some, not my finest gear, because I'm probably going to have to put armor on at some point, but, something quite fancy, with more patterns than necessary.
So not your adventuring garb, but your homeware essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you do that, and you guys head on out of the room to have breakfast. And what I'll do, I'm going to take a break there, and we'll come back at breakfast time where we'll say everyone else is getting up. And Aylar, I'm assuming after you've slept and you get up, you'll be going for breakfast as well. So we will continue this session at the breakfast table when everyone's gone for a tea, pee, and hopefully no K, especially not in a downtime session.
Oh my god, that would be unfortunate. Guess what, guys? Sal's dead. They fell off a building that they did not need to climb.
Again.
Short guest appearance.
Brilliant. So everyone, we'll go to break there, and we'll come back in about 10 minutes, about 8 o'clock ish. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll see you all soon. Tea. Hello everyone and welcome back to Call It Crits. Sorry about the little longer break there, but we are back and hope everyone is ready for some downtime shenanigans. Already in this in the first half of the session, we've had Grinks, who had a bit of a piss up the night before by himself, go on a bit of a shopping trip, headed over to the Dizzy Sphere, and purchased some potions and spells. Then we had the antics of Sal, who climbed out of the bedroom. Well, first of all, was frightened by the maid, and then climbed out of the bedroom window, and went looking for Raljin's room. First found Relan's room, didn't disturb her, and then eventually found Raljin's room and fell out. Was discovered by Raljin and invited in to head and go and have breakfast. So you guys have made your way through the Whitewood Estates for the indoor part of the building rather than the outdoor, and down to the main dining hall, which is on the ground floor, and sort of like one of the rooms just off the main hall area. And you as you go downstairs, Sal particularly, there is the smell of delicious bread, freshly baked bread. That's just been made, and you can also sort of there's a hint of sort of like herbs and things in the air, as well as bacon and cooked meats that can also be smelled, and it smells like it's going to be a rather large breakfast that's been made, or brunch. We could probably call it brunch, as it's very late morning at this point. So you head on in. Ayla, I'm going to say for this, is there anything you'll have wanted to do before breakfast, as you get up and you've stayed here before. You'll have probably slept in the same room that you slept in before, and it's late morning as you get up and you can smell breakfast being cooked. Are you going to head on down for breakfast, or is there anything you wanted to do prior to that?
No, breakfast's fine. I want to go shopping later.
Thought you might. So you sort of get up. Are you just wearing your standard clothes, or are you putting on full armor? What are you wearing?
Ayla is going to go down for breakfast and go straight out, so he's going to get fully kitted out.
Okay. So you come downstairs wearing your full clanking Melora armor. It's clanking, but it's still classed as light armor, so it doesn't have any disadvantage to stealth. So it's lightly clanking. As you head on down, and you kind of sit at the table with your weapons and everything like that, and you get some funny looks from around the table as Relan kind of comes down, and she's not wearing, she's wearing her normal clothes, as she actually spent the night shift on guard, which is why she slept in.
If Ayla's picking up on these funny looks, he's going to play on it and use his dagger to cut his breakfast up with.
You get there's like a bowl, like a brown bowl of with like sausages, and like a plate on the side with lots of streaks of streaky bacon along, and you get your dagger and just kind of and stick it in one of the sausages and bring it down and start slicing it up into thinner slices with your dagger. And Relan just kind of sits down, pulls a chair in, and just kind of uses the tongs and picks up some bacon and some sausages. Not long after, Raljin and Sal walk in, and Jan has already been and gone. He was an early bird. He had got up, and the staff. If you ask where he is, the staff will have said, "Oh yeah, he's been up hours." And he's already gone to the town library to do some research on something that he was being very secretive about. We tried not to question him and just let him go on his way. So yeah. So you sit down at the table, and not long after, Camden walks in, and you can see that he's actually wearing his work clothes, and he's like his overalls, and you can see that he's kind of got just behind one of his ears. He's got a leaf, and he's a little bit grubby. I mean, as he goes to sit down. Vidiana, who walks in with him, taps him on the shoulder and signs, "Take off your gloves." He goes, "No." And he takes off the gloves and kind of goes to put them on the table, and then doesn't. He places them on the floor and then sits down and tucks himself in. He signs back, "I'm sorry."
At the exact same time, Roland and I go, "Busted."
Yeah, pretty much. He sits down, and just says, "Sorry, it's been an early morning. I've been it's quite a big job cleaning up the leaves. We don't really have falls as as bad as this, but obviously given things that happened, the cleanup has been intense. We've had many people on it, so it's been it's been busy. But now that things are back to normal, or that the problem's been solved, hopefully we won't have to deal with this to this magnitude again." And he kind of gives him a stretch and goes, "Ooh, sausage," and he goes in with his hands again. Vidiana slaps him on the shoulder again, and she points towards the tongs, and he goes, "All right." Ben starts picking them out and putting them on. She then sort of walks around, and she's wearing what you actually note, Rob or Raljin, that she is actually wearing her emissary uniform, Kiakaeth emissary uniform, with a shawl around it. And she sits down, and Camden actually helped and put some food on her plate for her, being the gentleman that he is. Relan just says, "It's been it was a long night on guard duty, and we managed to we cleaned up some of the leaves for you out in the woods. We just stuck them in the hemp sacks. Just while it's quieting down. Actually, some of the lizard folk have actually started to back off since the leaves started growing back. It's a funny thing. It's like they knew it was going to happen. But, it's very strange. And I know that you have your suspicions that she turns to Camden. You have your suspicions that there are sirens behind it, but we can't can't rule out the lizard folk. You know how much they've been wanting these lands."
I think it's a safe bet that a siren is involved. When we were in the Feywild, he sent some of his associates to try and stop us.
Oh. And Camden kind of picks him and says, "Who were these associates?"
Ayla, what's their names?
So I'm going to tell them the names. I can't personally remember because I've slept last week or week before last.
So it was it was 2 weeks now. So it's it was San Roma, and it's the other one that I can't remember the name of. San Roma and there we are, the unfinished. I haven't got the notes in there. It's in my NPC list. I want to say Taylor, but Tala or something.
It was also disclosed to us that one of them had died.
Yes. One of them is dead. Where's my? Is it my NPCs?
Dave.
There we are. It's not Dave. Not Dave. All right, Dave.
The one who we knocked the teeth out and replaced him with wooden toothpicks. That one's dead.
Yes. No, there he is. Fort Swordshaw. So it's there we are. So yeah, it was San Roma and Taya, and Gilmer's the one that he's dead. Well, Camden doesn't know who that is. So you mentioned he's like, well, I don't know who this Gilmer is, but to be honest, I don't know who these other two are. So they must be low-level thugs of his. But
I give them a detailed description of what they look like, just in case they're seen.
Well, we'll have the guard keep an eye out on those because, well, it wouldn't be the first time we've been robbed, would it? And he looks over at you, Ayla.
Dad, I thought you said that we were past that.
We are past that. I'm just saying that obviously there are some weak points in our defences, in our guard, and I'm hoping that after the ledger was stolen, that we've kind of learned from that and made sure that it can't happen again. But thank you for the info, Ayla. It's
respectfully, if you do need my opinion on how you can tighten things up, I'm more than happy then to help out, boost your home security. No problem at all.
That would actually be much appreciated. If you wanted to head, if at any point today you wanted to go and speak with Commander Lowell, and let him know where the weak points are, because obviously, no offense, Ayla, you're not a stealthy man. I'm imagining that getting in and out wasn't exactly sneaking through the darkness. and having stolen my book you must have known something. So if you could let Commander Lowell know, then maybe he can plug up those holes so that your San Roma and Taya friends manage to, get here and want to steal something or do something worse than what happened to us yesterday, then that would be probably a good idea to help us with that. So
More than happy to help.
much obliged, thank you. So, we haven't really discussed it. I know that it was a tiring few hours for you, but what exactly happened in there?
Well, it was 4 days for us.
4 days?
4 days.
I knew that timings in the Feywild were strange, which is one of the reasons why we don't frequently visit, knowing that we actually have a weak point here in Ashenoake. We still don't venture in there lightly, but yeah, 4 days. It must be a weird sensation then.
Yeah. We got some help from some, shall we say, unique individuals. We ran across Gareth's father, who was in a deep sleep of some kind, and revived him. And he said he needed Gareth's help, so Gareth went with him. And Korvax was closer to Gareth than he was any of us, so he decided to leave as well. And that's where we found Grinks.
You notice your mother kind of sort of look up and almost like she was eating, and the name just kind of looks up and just looks like she's listening at this point.
And then a little while later, when we tracked down the source of the Shadow Ivy, we came across Sal here.
Up until this point, Sal hasn't moved their bandana that covers their face. Has just been grabbing little bits of food and taking them under the mask so that they don't have to take it off. And when the focus is suddenly on them, they kind of freeze in place and just sort of look like, when you see a fox crossing the road and it suddenly sees your headlight, it just flattens itself just to be like, what?
As you do that, Vidiana kind of signs over to Raljin, obviously in order to pass the message on, but is looking at you. She signs to Raljin, but obviously directed at Sal. You don't have to be afraid. There's no danger here.
Is that in Thieves' Cant?
No, it's in sign language.
Wow.
So you don't actually understand it, but it's towards Raljin.
Yeah. So I can translate.
So he can translate.
And I do.
And you do.
Thanks.
And then once we destroyed the Shadow Ivy, we came back.
It sounds like quite the adventure. There's a village in quite close to the gates. I believe it's called Felnor. Did you manage to see this place?
Yes, they were a little surprised to find someone of Drow descent being caretaker to the Whitewood Forest, the Ashenoake trees.
The last person that is from this family that actually visited Felnor was your grandfather. So, your great grandfather. So, it will have been quite some time since they'll have seen someone come through that particular gate.
Not that long for them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sorry, the mind kind of boggles with the whole situation. It's the whole time flux warp. Do you know what? I'm just going to stick to lumber. You know, stick to making furniture, and leave the adventuring to you guys now. Because even when I was a part of it, I wasn't. It wasn't this complicated. And then Vidiana just kind of taps him on the side and goes signs to which you can see it's like something along the lines of we saw our fair share of fairies and dragons on our adventures, and he just says back and says, yeah, but it was a long time ago. You know, we've and he grabs her hand and says, we've had new adventures since, pointing out in a kind of a soppy way out to his kids. Vidiara then looks up towards you again, Sal, and signs towards Raljin in order to translate. So, where do you hail from? What Drow city do you come from? I've never seen you in Neloon.
Underground.
Is there a particular village, a particular town?
No, traveler. Just wandering. My home is where the hat is, as that saying goes.
Heart.
Yes.
Um,
Yes, that. Heart.
She looks curious, but she can tell, you can kind of see that she can tell that you're a little put off in the situation, so she kind of doesn't press too much on that. She says, just lastly, just before, just as a sort of an add-on, if you, I'm moving my hands as I do this. If you ever want to visit Neloon or find a home there is always a place for you.
Sal kind of cocks their head to one side, like almost curiously, like, okay. But they don't say anything.
Okay.
They weren't expecting that kind of.
So, Mum, I've been meaning to ask since I am, for a couple of days, my time now. And then I sign to her because I don't want to offend Sal in case I'm wrong. I just say, do you remember when we were attacked and I got my scar?
She signs back. I remember it very well. It was one of the most frightening days of my life.
I reply, do you recall what house sent the assailants?
She kind of pauses for a moment. Then she just signs back. Why are you asking me this?
I heard the name House Drakan in the past few days.
She, at the name, straight away just kind of freezes. Her eyes. Actually, give me an insight check.
Insight check.
Can I also do an insight check?
This is in sign language, so.
Yeah, but
all right, okay. If you're watching this interaction, I will allow you to do an insight check. Yes.
Yeah, I can do it with just.
I'll allow you to do an insight check, just because you'll be kind of people watching, so you're looking at the conversation going on.
Insight, you say?
Nat 20.
Ooh. Okay. What was yours, Raljin?
18.
18. Two pretty high rolls. Nat 20, I'll go to first. The look on her face, the eyes widening, and the you almost look as if she's gone instantly pale. You look as if she's scared. She's suddenly something that Raljin has signed to her has frightened her. Raljin, you kind of get a similar kind of vibe. but it's kind of like you've said something that's really not. You don't get the same super scared that Sal's getting from the natural 20, but you get she's very off put. Been put off by what you've just said, and then after a couple of seconds, she then signs. Where did you hear that name?
I'm not gonna lie to her because she's my mother. So I say, I think Grinks mentioned it.
This Grinks is a drow.
Full-blooded, blue, scraggly red hair.
She's Camden, who's like mouth deep in a sausage at the minute. Is like he doesn't look like he's fully paying attention to the situation. Tender kind of looks at him and just says, "I told you not to have full sign language conversations at the dinner table. It's rude. What's this conversation about? Are you okay, dear?" She turns to him and just says, "It's fine. I just remembered that I needed to have a conversation with Raljan about his Kiakaith studies, and he's been slacking." Raljan just goes, "Oh, you're in trouble."
You mean Relan?
Yeah, sorry, Relan says that. Yeah, Relan just goes, "Oh, you're in trouble. I've been keeping up with my studies." She looks at you. She looks at her and goes, "No, you haven't."
Mum knows everything.
Vidiana then kind of sort of like gestures to you and says, "Come with me." And it's almost like a sense of urgency to what she's saying to you. So she kind of walks out of the room and down towards her private sort of like meeting room essentially that she has. One that's actually got it's got a crystal ball in the middle with actually got a red blanket over the top of it. This is actually one of the rooms that she frequently comes in to have conversations from a distance with your aunt and uncles in Neilun. So you follow her and go into this room, and everyone else you can just sort of like having your breakfast, and she kind of leads you out and she closes the door. She kind of looks both ways and then closes the door.
But before they have this conversation,
Yeah.
How busy is the breakfast hall?
There's Camden, Relan. There's a couple of the house staff, and Aylar as well, and Lynx is in there enjoying some of the bits of fatty bacon that Camden's chucking on the floor, which Raljan normally doesn't like him doing, but Raljan's not around. So it's not massively busy.
Okay. Okay. I want to just sort of try to very nonchalantly get up and in the direction.
Okay.
I mean, you'll have hell of a job listening at the door in this conversation.
Oh, I don't know even 100%.
Yeah. I know this is going to be hard. A full conversation inside. Well, actually,
Sal has not thought of that. Sal's mind, they're like, they speak in code in front of the people, but as soon as they get into private, they will spill the beans about how they know who I am, and I must find out.
So
thinking far ahead.
You give me a stealth check. Give me a stealth roll.
Oh boy. Back in.
Oh.
Great, it's a 19.
A 19. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. So you managed to stealth. Camden's too busy eating. Aylar is too busy showing off to Relan for some reason with his knife, cutting his sausage and picking it up and eating it like a savage. And
he's basically now seeing how many sausages he can speedily get on one dagger really quick. Bang, 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 bang.
Is it kind of like in Alien when Bishop goes in between the fingers
Yes.
and you're actually trying to stab the sausages?
Yes, that's exactly what it's like. In fact, that is what I was thinking of when I said it. I'm not joking.
You've laid the sausages out like a hand and you're just going.
Ayla's just people are having conversations about things that happened yesterday and the day before, and he's bored and he just wants to do something a bit more fun.
Well, I will get to you, Ella.
No,
Shortly.
it's fine.
I
It's
will.
fine.
Absolutely.
That wasn't a criticism.
Oh no,
I'm talking in character.
Yeah, absolutely. So you managed to quite stealthily sneak out, Sal, and you follow where they're going. You notice, you see Vidiana look both ways and close these two double doors of this heavy-set room.
And despite out of character, knowing that this is pointless, I would like to listen at the door.
Yay.
You go to listen at the door. Okay.
Because in character, I would have thought about the fact that this was an actual thing.
Well, it all depends actually, because Vidyada can hear, so Raljin doesn't actually have to speak.
Yeah.
And to be honest, usually in private, Raljin doesn't speak.
No.
Doesn't use sign language because he knows his mother can hear. He can just read sign language. So it depends on what Raljin does in this. If he thinks he's in a private situation, he might speak. So I don't know. Anyway, it all depends on how Rob Rowe plays this. Yeah. So Vidiana then closes the doors and then turns to you, Raljin, and says, "I need a full description of this Grinks right now."
Okay. I will actually say this out loud.
Okay.
He's about yay tall, and I kind of hold my hand up to his height.
Okay.
Quite. Well, I'll basically give as accurate a description of him as I can.
Okay. Give me with this. It's gonna have to be it would be performance, I guess, if you're trying to, or you can give me an intelligence or performance in any way, whichever you like, however you'd like to describe. Are you going to describe his mannerisms, or are you just going to describe what he looks like?
Probably a mixture of both.
So use performance then. It's a weird one, but
did he say it was performance or
intelligence? I mean, you might want to go intelligence.
No, screw that. We'll go performance because it's a charisma-based skill.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why that took me so long to work out. 16.
16. As you finish describing Grinks, so you kind of describe what he looks like, and you describe what he wears, and you're listening. You can hear all of this, Sal, because he's doing it out loud. You describe what he wears. You describe that he dyes his hair red, and she kind of nods along to that as an affirmation, a confirmation of something. As you describe what he wears, she's, it doesn't sound, she's kind of shaking her head. But after you finish sort of describing his mannerisms and things, and she kind of. She says, in sign language, obviously, the Drakan are all dead. It can't have been a Drakan. The name threw me, but it must be a coincidence. Sorry?
What must be a coincidence?
She signs. We used to have a family cat by the name of Grinks. It just kind of threw me, that's all. The description sounds like someone that I knew a long time ago. It can't be him. He died, sadly. Along with the rest of Mornolari and Ararangoth.
Do you mean Cousin Gyron?
You have been doing your family studies. She just responds.
Well, you drilled it into my head again and again and again and again.
What worries me is that this Grinks mentioned the Drakan. And the Drakan are not a house that you want to mess with. They're not a house that you want to be involved with. I'm, as much as I regret what happened that day when they all perished in the flood, this doesn't leave this room, but Drow society is better off without them. After what they did to your cousin, and what they tried to do to the Key of Kaiath and the worship of Elistrei, the Drakan are better off at the bottom of the drowned caverns. So Sal, you're hearing long pauses. It's gone really quiet, and the most you can probably hear is a slapped hand every now and then, as she's emoting this quite not aggressively, but with a lot of emotion. There's a lot of emphasis going on a lot of the words. So she's kind of using a lot of hard hand movements when she's signing this. And you just kind of you hear all of Raljin's responses, but you don't hear anything. You just hear about. It's almost like listening to one end of a telephone call.
It's so annoying.
He said,
Genius code.
Where is she? One last thing she says. Where is he now? Where is this Grinks? Because if he's associated with the Drakan, we could all be in a lot of trouble.
I don't know, but he said I don't think he's in their good books anymore. He talked about them the way many of the refugees in Neilun talk about the old houses.
I need to meet this person. I need to see them. I need to assess whether they are a danger to us. I need to assess whether they are still affiliated with this house. Drakan can be liars. They can trick you into getting what they want. For all we know, this could also be something. This could be someone that Osiren planted in there to infiltrate Ashenoake should his other plans fail. We do not know. Well done for saving the town, but we could have more danger at this point.
I can. If what you say is true, it may be difficult to get him to come up here. Where should I ask him to meet you? Where should I bring him?
If he is of House Drakan, the chance that he will want to meet me are very slim.
Right, but like I say, getting him up to the house, if he is a threat to us, will be virtually impossible. So where should I take him so you can meet
I find
him?
it incredibly suspicious that he hasn't already come here already. If he doesn't mean a threat, then why is he now hiding within our town? That is what is worrying me. I think we need to put the town's guard out to try and find this individual.
Okay. I'll go look for him. Let me go look for him. If he doesn't know, if there is a threat, he doesn't know that I know he's a threat.
I'm leaving at this point.
you scout her out. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at the gifs that have been posted on the.
Ayla is now juggling bread rolls.
I just like Ayla being like, this is a really nice family breakfast. I haven't had a family breakfast in a long time.
That's a slim chance because he has a lot of family.
Yeah.
And
None of them accept him.
so she stops you, just grabs you before you leave, and she says, "If you're going to meet him, don't go alone. Take your friends, Ayla and was it Sal? Don't go alone. Go with them. I'm worried.
Be okay.
Make a judgment, and then maybe we see if I can meet him. But I'm afraid I don't think that this particular individual will want to meet me."
Well,
By,
know,
by choice.
I know it's been a little while since you've done any sneaky stuff, Mum, but you could always try the sneaky approach.
As you can tell by my garb, I'm actually due to leave town today. I was supposed to tell you at breakfast before all of this. I'm supposed to be heading to Neyloon, but I have time. I can put off my travels until later in the evening. If you want to arrange a meeting spot, sorry, I can arrange to be there. With one of my guard, of course, just in case things go south and this is actually an assassination attempt.
Okay,
She, as she says that, she kind of places her hand on her neck. And yeah, that's that.
I'll be careful. I'll be safe.
Although the assassination attempts on myself and you and your sister happened in recent years, I've always suspected that Drakhan agents still worked within our society. I always suspected there were always Lorth believers and there were always Drakhan that would always and always wanted to finish the job. So please excuse my what's the word I'm looking for? My
Caution.
sorry?
Concern?
Caution.
Yeah, that's there. Please excuse my caution on this. I want to be wrong. Go meet this Grinks. And take him to... Hang on, 1 second. Get my place up.
Ayla's now got 2 forks in 2 bread rolls, and he's pretending he's doing a dance with the bread rolls,
Doing the
like
Charlie
picking them
Chaplin.
up, like he's walking. What's the person who's watching think to this routine, by the way?
Roland, who's and Camden's actually and just he's actually finished his breakfast. And he's actually just sipping some tea and is interested in what you're actually doing. He thinks it's pretty bizarre, to be honest. Roland looks somewhat unimpressed, but
Oh, I have got a performance role. He's trying his best here.
So let's have a look.
Oh god, this is gonna turn into one of those romance animes for my sister.
Oh god.
She's in a reverse harem.
That's the one.
No, she's no
All of the
danger.
options are terrible.
No, she's no danger from Ayla. Ayla's just bored.
There's a bookstore on down, close to the docks. It's called Bound to Be Good.
Sorry, I like that.
Opening a stone. God. They have there's a fountain outside. You can take him there. Tell him I don't know. Does he enjoy reading?
I think he's a wizard, so
Well, that's
probably.
perfect. Tell him there's a good book on forgotten drow spells there or something, and you know he can take him there, and I know the owner, so I can get a bead on him before meeting him.
Okay, I'll go now. I give her a hug and I'm sorry I scared you, and then
She kind of says, "Still scared? Be careful."
and just as I'm about to leave, I say, "Of course you know the owner. The owner. We know everyone in this town."
Oh shit!
This is true.
Oh no!
Okay, so you actually do know the owner of the bound to be good. It's a halfling by the name of Hildegund Fairfoot. So she's always getting new books in, and she's pretty nice, So yeah, you do know Hildegund because you'll have probably gone in there to get some of those books, the book series that you like. What do you call them?
Don't remember what we called them.
Yeah.
I think it was like the Winter's
Romance
Tale or
novels.
something.
Ah, yes. So yeah, that book series that you like. So yes,
So-
you give her a hug, and you sort of leave out, and you head back into the dinner hall where Alar has somehow managed to balance 3 bread rolls on top of each other with a sausage in between, and he's got Dagger at the top of the bottom, and he's like looking real proud of himself.
Yeah, that's there.
Sal is not there.
Sal is not there.
Huh.
Camden says, "You didn't tell me that your friend here was a bard. It's very entertaining."
You're a bard?
Ralan goes, "He's not a bard."
Look, guys, after all we've been through, we could just do with a bit of light entertainment once in a while. I just thought I'd lighten the mood, and I'm going to chuck Ralgin a sausage.
I will.
roll for dexterity.
I mean, with the starting bit of I don't know how well this will go.
Okay, hang on. So my dexterity, is an unnatural 20.
Oh, that's all right then. It was either going to be a sausage slapping you in the face or a catch, but you caught it.
Well,
So
no, it's a double act. We're a double act now.
So the sausage comes towards you, your hand just kind of goes up and you catch it in your hand. And yeah, it's actually gone cold now, this sausage, because it's been used in various different balancing acts, and it's got little holes in the middle of it from where he's been stabbed.
Has anyone seen Sal? We need to go find Grinks.
No, I can't say I have.
I wonder where they are.
Well,
Relan goes, "Well, I am not spending my day off watching this. I'm going to go and I'm going to go read a book." And she gets up and she leaves.
I go to stop her, and then I decide against it, and I think I'll talk with her later because that's a conversation I don't really want to have yet.
Okay. So, yeah, what would you like to do going forward from here?
Lynx,
Yeah.
do you think you could track either? Well, let's see if we can find Sal first.
I'm a cat, not a sniffer hound.
Yeah, but you are good at hunting. There isn't a mouse in Ashenoake that doesn't fear your name.
How come Relan gets to have a day off and I don't? All right, okay. Okay.
A really good point, Lynx. I'll throw Lynx a sausage.
Oh, she grabs it happily. Yum yum yum. She rolled a 5. Unless you want to roll for her. She's your
Yes.
familiar. You go for it.
Okay. Well, it's slightly better. She rolled a 13.
Okay. She half-assed kind of gets up and goes like sniffing her seat, and like smell isn't really her strong suit. It's more her sense of hearing that's good for cats. So she's like, I can tell you she's not here. Sorry, they. I can tell you that they're not here. But I mean, I did see. I think I saw them leave shortly after you. I mean, I was eating some nice bacon rinds at the time, but I'm pretty sure I saw them leave just after you and your mum.
I just turn my head slowly to look at my dad when
You
she
did-
says,
yeah, your dad looks at me and goes, "Damn, I forgot she could talk." Well, he kind of gets him and goes, well, looks like I've been ratted out too much today. I'm going to go and go help at the lumberyard because we've still got a lot of cleaning up to do and a lot of business to catch up on.
As he leaves, I go, "Don't you mean cut it out?"
Yes. Clever pun, son.
Yeah.
And he,
That
yeah,
was
he
fun.
leaves.
Okay.
I guess the cat's out of the bag. Sorry.
Whoa.
Yay!
Right.
Is that the episode title?
Cat's out. That's a good point. Yeah, cat's out of the bag.
In more ways than one.
I know that is
Yeah.
definitely the episode title at the moment is the return to Ashenoake, but I'm totally changing it to the cat's out of the bag later.
Okay. Let's go find. Ayla, you can come if you'd like. I need to find Sal and Grinks, and then we're going to go do some shopping.
Yeah, count me in. Let's go.
Excellent. So you head on out, and Lynx is kind of like following, like going out to where she kind of thinks that Sal would have gone. It's like, where exactly are you, Sal?
Well, I feel like if we just rewind a bit,
Yeah.
Sal has used this opportunity to go into town and try and find Grinks, which again is probably not going to work. But I would like to do, I think, an investigation check to find a magic shop. Do you like
Okay. Okay, so Lynx is having no luck in locating Sal, unfortunately. So they have
I
they've
have my hood up as well.
yeah.
And
Well, apparently Siri's found you.
oh, hello.
Um,
Down the robots.
so yeah, Lynx is having no luck finding them. So you just kind of have to sort of make do and head off into town. But we will just rewind a bit and we'll go to Sal. So you've left the house. You've gone into town. You're looking for a magic shop then?
Yeah, although I am also looking for Grinks.
Okay. Okay.
But obviously, I'm assuming I will find a magic shop before I find Grinks.
Well, we'll see, because timings at the minute, because Grinks has done a lot of all this, and this is all happening
Oh, this is
simultaneously.
happening at the same time.
Yeah. So, I would like you to roll me an investigation check, please.
Oh my gosh, this. Oh my god. 18.
18 is pretty
Ooh.
good.
I keep on thinking of Pathfinder numbers and thinking, oh god, 18's rubbish, but
No, 18 is pretty good. In your
Spell DC, Phil, is 15, by the way.
What
DC
is?
For the disguise.
Oh, right, okay. So as you're looking around, you do find a shop. It's not a big town, so you do find a shop that resembles a magic shop. It's called the Dizzy Sphere. It's got all sorts of like potions. It's more of a potion shop than a magic shop, but it's the only thing in the whole town that really resembles a proper magic shop, other than the like the weapon shop, which may have the odd magical weapon, but only that's been imbued. That's like a whitewood weapon that's been imbued. So you do find the Dizzy Sphere, and as you're walking in, an elven gentleman walks out past you. Give me what's the roll, Grinks?
I think just investigation.
DC investigation. So as you look at this person as you're going past them, give me an investigation roll just as you just inspect this person, because you're looking for Grinks, so you're kind of looking at every face.
Be honest, I wouldn't change the mannerisms.
Yeah.
It's just the look.
Yeah. So what's your investigation?
Thing.
Sorry, did you say it and I missed it?
Sound like for a moment. A 15.
Oh, 15. That actually meets the DC.
Oh.
So as you're walking in, just through the door, like looking up at the thing, this elven person walks past you. Very similar in body language. They're wearing like fisherman's clothes, and but you look at the face, and it looks like Grinks, only different coloured skin and hair, and there's a hat on their head because the hat disguise still stays there when you use it. just as a different hat.
Hat.
Yeah, it looks like a different hat. So yeah, and you kind of look at them and you're fairly certain this is Grinks. It doesn't break the illusion, but you're pretty damn sure it's them.
Them.
Sorry?
I would like to turn to them. I'm assuming they just keep walking by.
Yeah. Well, actually, Grinks, you just see Sal approaching. Do you just keep walking past them?
I'm going to try and style it out and just carry on walking.
So yeah, give me. Actually, it's not gonna. It's not. Oh, it might change something in some ways. So give me a performance check.
Don't want to.
I mean, it's not going to
second.
change what I do, but maybe your style it out.
It just might add to the role play.
Yeah.
So it's 10, 12.
12. Okay.
Do I insight check that? Or?
No, you don't need to
already
insight check it.
yeah.
You see that he's trying to. He looks at you, at a glance, looks away immediately, and then almost changes his posture and mannerisms and everything really obviously straight away. So it's almost like coming out, just look, Grinks, the way that Grinks walks, there's a little bit of a stagger and a swagger, and suddenly kind of sees you, kind of not tenses up, but looks away, and then kind of turns, it's like a swaying of the arm, looking real nonchalant. Like if this was a cartoon, he'd be whistling. And, so yeah, this trying to cover them up, trying to cover something up here.
As he passes me, I am going to whisper, "Your aunt knows."
I will freeze at that moment. And slowly turn around. And
Your aunt. Not the one you gave the book to. One from this first. Relan from this universe.
No,
is
Vidiana. Oh, yeah.
the younger version of her mother. Correct?
I'm not going to say anything, but I'm going to kind of look defeated.
We need to do something.
Oh.
We need to make sure they don't catch you.
Crap, I'm
'Cause-
broke.
Well, I've got money.
I'm going to flip out the dagger of venom. 50 gold
Well,
for
how
this.
fast are you doing this? Because I also have daggers, motherfucker. What are you doing here?
I'll be flipping out pommel first.
Uh-huh.
How much? 50 gold for this? Nothing's free in this world. Fairly sure the dagger's worth more than 50 gold.
What's your answer?
Right. What do you want to do with it?
I'm trading this for 50 gold with you.
Yes. Do you want to do it?
I want to give you this so I can get money to possibly leave town.
Is this code?
No, I want money.
Yes.
I will
I'm going
actually raise my voice at this point in slightly panicked tone.
Yes, but it's worth a lot. So I'm assuming.
You've given me information that's very useful. I'm giving you a discount.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, what do you want me to do to stop them looking for you? Because we're a team.
Team? Huh.
We're friends. Remember?
Yeah. It's been a while. Okay, we need to try.
Okay, maybe that was the wrong word. Allies?
And work with allies. We need to try and find a way out of the city that's not going to cause problems or suspicion.
There's one
If
thing
you found me this easy, yeah.
Well, I am particularly good at finding people. Your hat is, well,
Like the hat. Knew I should have changed it. I'll
all you have
kind
to
of
remember.
semi-force the dagger into Sal's hand. So, for your benefit, you've got a dagger of venom. It's
Oh.
2d10, and it requires attunement.
Cool. I give you 50 gold.
I'm not broke.
Listen, the young lad. He said thing to the matriarch, the silent one, about finding you.
Island? What's...
She
What?
speaks in some sort of code. The aunt.
She does? Is she okay?
Why? How would I mean, she seemed fine, apart from the fact that she didn't talk. I mean,
Not at all.
literally, she looked at me, and then moments later, she looked terrified. Then she and the young lad walked away and started talking about you. I'll
Did
be
you
honest,
hear exactly what was said?
well, well, now here's as a player, I don't remember exactly what was said that I
Yes.
understood, but I'm going to paraphrase what I believe I understood, which was that. So I didn't hear anything about Drakan, the city, or anything like that, because that was
You'd have heard Raljin say Drakan.
Yeah, you'll have heard that, because that was part of what Rajan said, but you didn't hear any of the explanation of what, or anything that Vidiana explained about what happened to the cities.
Would have also heard me say that to my mum, if she's worried about an attack, how can we stop the attack?
Yeah.
They think that you're trying to assassinate her. I don't know if you were, but I mean, I'm happy to help.
No, God, no.
I love it. I love Sal. It's like, hand the dagger. You want me to kill someone with this? It's like, you want me to assassinate someone? Come on, give me a job.
Usually when someone gives me a dagger, I have to do something with it. I really don't understand that giving me this and all I have to do is give you money. Usually what I have to do is end someone.
So they're not suspicious of you at all?
Well, they weren't, but I'm here instead of back eating breakfast with the weird one.
Do you think you could get a message? I'm going to kind of hustle Sal off the street into one of the alleys because I'm very aware that we're on a main strip
We
here.
probably should have done this earlier.
Yeah. You've been having this conversation within the door of the Dizzy Sphere, so like just outside the door of the Dizzy Sphere.
you've
as
got
you
it.
as you drag aside.
In my head, we'd kept walking, but yeah, we hadn't. So.
So just as you sort of go aside, give me I'm gonna try and say it. So it would be. If you want to sort of duck down, give me stealth check.
Okay,
Just you can either one of you do it with advantage, or both of you make a single roll.
I have the cloak of elven kind.
Oh, it makes sense for you to do it.
Okay.
I'll probably be too startled to actually pay attention to anything else other than Sal at the moment.
20.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you managed to sort of like as you sort of close the door to the shop and sort of like lead him. There's a just down the side of the shop, and then there's a little alleyway just down the side. You can get some cover in there, and you do it pretty quietly, and you're not seen.
Right. So who am I getting a message to? And is the message a euphemism?
No, absolutely no.
No. It's an actual message.
It's an actual message. I'm going to root round in my bag. I'm going to pull out my journal and I'm going to tear out a page. And I'm going to just quickly scratch a message. Just say, please don't look for me. I don't want to be found. And I'm going to just sign it with a G and a flourish. Can you just pass this on to Vidiana? And if you can, find out why she's not talking.
Right. Yes. Okay.
I'm going to be staying. What was the inn that I was staying at?
The Hollow Tree Inn.
I'll tell Sal that, and I'll give Sal the rough location of that, and I'm going to
stay in that disguise.
stay. Okay.
So I'll know you, but hope and stay in your room or something.
I'll let them. I'll let the tavern keeper know to let you up.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I could always just go in through the window. Do you have a window?
Did I have a window?
Yeah, there's a window. Yeah, it's a fairly small one, but
I'm fairly small.
Sal's fairly small, so you'd be able to fit through.
Okay. Then I'm gonna bug out. I'm gonna freak out.
Okay. As you're sort of like ducking out from the side of the shop, and you head down back towards the Hollow Tree Inn. What's your passive perception?
Me?
No, this is for Grinks.
11.
11. Yeah, you'll notice this then. There's a guy outside the Dizzy Sphere, and you just sort of see him go to walk in, and he gets stopped by the door, and he's like, he goes, "Oh, back in an hour? Come on, I need my giant strength. Got work to do." And you just see him storm off, and then you sort of walk past. So we'll go to Raljin and Ayla. You two are walking. Are you going looking for Grinks? Yes.
I guess.
Yeah. Have you given up the look for Sal? Are you just going straight to try and find Grinks?
Well, although I've only really known Grinks a whole day longer than Sal, maybe 2. I do know that Grinks likes a drink.
Mm-hmm.
So if I can find him, it's probably going to be in one of the taverns or inns.
So are you telling me we're going for an early morning beverage as well? Just to, you can't go into an inn and not have a drink, can we, Raljin? I mean, that's just not done.
I mean, I can.
No, I can't. People like me, we don't go in inns and not have at least a pint.
That's true for both the player and the character.
I miss Kovacs.
Look, Raljin, I'm quite happy to tour every single inn, but we're not getting a reputation of tourists or I don't know, people who can't take the rail, we're going to have at least.
One thing you're forgetting, Ayla, is I already have a reputation in this town, and it's quite a big one.
Well, I don't, and I need to establish one. So let's have a pint. Plus, I've had that much sausage and bacon, all the salt's gone a bit dry in my mouth, and I need to wash it down with something.
You make up any excuse you want, Ayla. It really doesn't matter to me.
Oh, I love this game.
Let's just have a swift one. We'll have a swift day. I tell you what, we'll have one each, and we'll see who can drink it the quickest.
Well, that's easy. You. Okay.
As you're having this conversation and walking just down the street, you are approached by a red-skinned dragonborn who looks as if he's in a hurry, and he sees you. He's got his hood up, and he looks up, and you know this to be, because you live here, Valjean, so you know this to be Azak, who's the owner of the Dizzy Sphere. He walks up to you and says, young master, it's are you I request an audience with your mother, please.
Is everything okay, Azak?
He looks around. He looks a little bit. He looks a little bit scared, as if he's paranoid of something. He says, I suspect there might be some sort of assassination attempt. I saw two very shifty-looking people exchanging weapons and talking about something, and there was mention of yourself and other things, and I fear for your mother's and possibly even your life.
Where did you see them? By your shop?
They were just coming out. Well, one of them was just leaving my shop. He'd made some purchases.
What did he look like?
He was an elven. He went by the name of. What did you call yourself, Jay? I forgot.
Aladan Suni.
Yeah, he went by the name of Aladan Suni. Said that he said. What colour did you? You were wearing the hat, so you wouldn't have seen that. He was wearing fisherman garb, looked very strange. But he said he came back with you from the Feywild. I was a little suspicious because I don't remember him going in with you. But I was. He said that you rescued him from there.
Yeah.
We didn't rescue a fisherman. We rescued a thorn seller and a strange person from the circus.
And we also rescued someone who Korvax gave his hat of disguise to.
This is. I do fear that someone might be in real danger.
Did you hear where they were going?
I was hiding in my shop. I was keeping a really good lookout and trying to.
Did he have a dagger?
There was a dagger in exchange. Yes, I saw it. I know my magical items. It was definitely a dagger of venom.
Goblin dagger.
It was a dagger of venom.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know where they were going?
Yeah, I lost sight of them. They both. I kind of blinked and then suddenly they were gone. It's like they just vanished. So I'm afraid after that I closed up shop and I came straight here.
I appreciate the warning. We're already investigating it, and this has been a big help.
Are we?
Yes.
I thought we were going for a drink and some shopping.
Yeah. All right. Oh, all right, Ayla. Yeah. Okay.
Would you like me
Hang
to?
on a minute. All I've done today is I've one long, drawn-out breakfast, and I was promised to go to the pub and do some shopping. What's all this about? What's all this about? What you just said?
Look, I really don't have time to explain right now. Just stick close.
Would you like me to continue on and let your mother?
Yeah, and I'll go back to near your shop, and if they've been there, I can track them. I can track pretty much anything.
Okay, would you like me to alert the town guard as well?
No, not yet. Well...
Town guard could be pretty useful, Ralgin.
I can let Commander Lowell know.
You go into my house. If my mother wants you to alert the town guard, she will tell my sister.
Okay, I will head there now. Be careful, young master.
Thank you.
Ralgin,
he bolts it towards the manor.
Are we thinking for 1 minute that those two are not who they say they are. Is she not? Is they not really a thorn seller?
I put my hand on his shoulder and go, and I just go, Ayla, we can't be sure of anything at this point.
I think you may be right, Ralgin. What is it we need to do then? And this time, don't keep me out the loop. I can help you.
Okay. Right. So we're going to go to their shop. If they were there, I should be able to track them.
What happens though? Let's have a plan. What happens if we do capture them? Because technically, they might not have actually done anything wrong. We don't actually know anything right now.
Well, the guard will take them into custody. We will find out what they've done, if anything, what their plans are, if anything, and if they're innocent, we let them go. If not, they rot in a cell.
Right. Okay. But I mean, if me and you find them, and we have to sort of convince them to come and meet your mother, they ain't gonna come nicely, are they? If we ask them.
Okay. Subdue. Don't kill. Can you do that?
Okay. I agree. Killing would be completely immoral, considering we don't even know what on earth is going on here. I thought we was having a shopping day and a trip to the pub, but now it's getting quite exciting.
Well,
Meanwhile, Jan, this book is pretty good.
it's got pictures.
You know what, Ralgin? Do you know what really got my suspicion this morning over breakfast? If you was a thorn seller, why would you be in a forest? Think about it.
Your powers of deduction, Ayla, are outstanding.
Exactly. I've been mulling that over all breakfast.
I love how
Thorn
you play
seller.
into the not very wise character
Thorn
trope. It's
seller.
so fun.
Thorn seller
Hello, I love it.
in a forest. I mean, think about it, Ralgin. Nobody mentioned it first. It's a good job I'm here.
It absolutely is. We're walking while we're having this conversation, by the way, and once we get to the shop,
Yes.
Wish I'd said that earlier.
Ralgin, where are you going?
Okay, so you make it. You, Lynx, and Ayla all make it to the Dizzy Sphere, and there's indeed it's locked up. There's the sign on the door saying back in an hour, in a couple of different languages, and yeah, you can obviously you're just outside the store, but what would you like to do?
Okay, so Lynx and I are going to look for any sign that Sal and Grinks have been there.
Okay.
And we are going to use my expert tracking skills.
Okay.
What do you want me to do, Ralgin?
You can also track.
Okay.
Okay. So both of you make it'll be survival, I believe, for tracking.
And can I do it with advantage because Lynx is helping me?
I will allow it. Yes.
All right. Okay. Not bad. Ooh, that's better. Survival, you say?
Mm-hmm.
To shreds, you say? Right. So that is 21.
21. Are you doing anything at the moment, Ayla?
Yeah, I'm gonna investigate.
Okay. So give me an investigation check then.
Okay, that's not bad. Right, what's my bonus? Is +1. 19.
Wow. Okay. Two pretty good rolls for two very different things. So we'll go to you, Ayla. To you, Ralgin. Sorry. You sort of inspect the area. It is a cobble floor, so it's quite hard to sort of distinguish whether or not there would have been
Tracks and things.
Yeah, tracks and things like that. So it's that tracks and things are out of the question. But you do sort of like notice as you investigate the area and the side of the building and things like that down the side of the building is not cobble. It is sort of dust and sand, and it's kind of like, rather than an alleyway, it's where it's kind of the part where two buildings kind of meeting together at an angle, at kind of like a funny acute angle. So it's not like a through road, if you know what I mean. It kind of stops at an angle where there's actually some bins out in the corner full of different like glass bottles and stuff like that. And because it doesn't get very much foot traffic, you do actually notice In here, there's some sort of like scuff marks of what appear to be what looks like two individuals. One slight-footed, and other is Grink slight-footed? What is it? Is he got what's?
He's like 6 foot tall. I mean, he's very dexterous, but
Yeah.
I'd say he kind of walks as though he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah. So actually, well, I'll lean into that because you will be hungover, and so there'll be almost like a bit of a scuff, which kind of matches Grinks's constantly sort of like in the middle of being sober and inebriated state, which looks as if there was either not an altercation. You don't think there's an altercation gone on here, but there will have been like two people will have been here at some point. You can deduce that the one that's got the staggered state was definitely Grinks, but there was someone else with him that's got a slighter build, and that's the evidence that you get from that. With your 19 ALAR, you don't think about the survival and the tracking because that's not your remit. Your remit is you're trying to think about the person Grinks and where he might be. So you kind of investigate the area and have a look around, and the first thing that actually comes to mind is the pub, because the tavern, because that's Grinks. There are 3 main taverns in town, although you only actually know of 2 of them. So let me just think. So there's the Whispered Rest, which you've been to the last time you were here, and there is the Hollow Tree Inn as well. Actually, you've actually been to the Goldmead Tavern as well, so you've actually been to all 3, because I remember Raljin specifically stating that he wanted to go to the Goldmead Tavern. So, because if you're going to go somewhere, you might as well go somewhere expensive. So you've got your choice of 3 different inns that he could likely be at. But when you think about the character, you probably know that he's not going to choose high living, so it's likely to be a cheaper tavern. So the likelihood that the Hollow Tree Inn is bigger than anything else. So that's what you got, guys.
Raljin, I think we should go to the Hollow Tree Inn. He's a bit of a... He hasn't got a lot of money, has he? And I think he could be there. And I'll tell you one thing as well, another thing.
Yes, you can have a drink over there.
I bet those thorns, they're not even magical. They're just thorns.
Well, you may be onto something there.
I can't believe nobody thought about this earlier. I really can't.
Well, without Mulrin around you.
Oh, I'm particularly worried about Mulrin. He should have maybe thought of this one.
Yeah.
I sent you a message.
Okay.
Okay, so we're gonna head over to the Hollow Tree.
Raljin, if you were gonna hide, and trust me, I've been hiding for much of my life. You're not just gonna sit out in plain sight, are you? We've got to think about this carefully.
I mean, if he is using the Hat of Disguise, he's not going to look like himself. That's a pretty good way to hide.
Yep. And he isn't just going to sort of like sit in plain sight. He's going to be somewhere hidden away as well. Unless hiding in plain sight is his strategy, because that can often work. Okay, let's go and see.
Okay. So, as you follow, sort of like looking at the tracks and the gate route, the gate of this particular person, you do sort of like think that, as you sort of think that, if he's going to travel, are you thinking he's going to be hiding in plain sight, or are you thinking he's going to be trying to hide? What's your assumption on this?
Raljin is planning to scout out the actual tavern, and then if there is no sign of anyone who looks like they could be Gring, is going to see if he can, I don't know, maybe look in some of the rooms. It's probably won't make him very popular, but he's got the kind of clout to get away with it.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll say that you make your way across, down the main street and onto the docks, dock area where the Hollow Tree Inn is. You walk into the tavern, and it's on midday actually, so it's lunch menu. So there's some people, some of the fishermen and some of the other workers that sort of like tend to go in there to get their lunch between doing work and things. So it's relatively busy. There's one guy outside as you're walking in wearing these brown fisherman clothes. He's got a basket with some crabs and he's like, "You want to buy some crabs?
No, thanks.
Make a good lunch. I can even cook them up for you if you want."
No, we're fine, thank you.
All right, never mind. You sort of like walking past him. You walk into the tavern. It's relatively busy, sort of like hustle and bustle. There's actually a bard in there, not bingo, but playing some music and just entertaining people while they have their lunch. Of usually fish food. Sort of like fish and seafood, which is sort of like coming for the lunch on the lunch menu today. So it's got a bit of a fishy aroma in the air. What are you looking for as you walk in? There's roughly around about 20 to 30 patrons in
first off, I am going to look for the elven fisherman that I was given the description of. See if he's down there.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking at all the gifts that are coming up on it. Yeah. You were given the description. Now, you didn't make yourself look exactly like this guy, did you, Grinks? You made yourself look like an elf that looked like you. Yeah?
Yeah. I'm watching the exit, watching for someone. I'm watching for someone to just suddenly get up and disappear.
Okay. So, first of all, Grinks, are you in the bar? Are you in the tavern?
I would have gone and paid for the room that I'd had the other night.
And you'll have gone to the room?
Yeah.
So just so know that player knowledge and not character knowledge. Right, so you have a look around, and actually the description that you were given of the elf doesn't fit exactly, but roughly fits the person that offered you crab as you walked in. As he offers you crab, the description that Azak gave you was of these overalls, in quite a lot of detail. But the physical features, by the by, some people could get that wrong. But the overalls, the clothes are match the description perfectly. It's sort of the brown overalls that sort of like got over his shoulders and everything. The hat, so like the fisherman's hat and everything matches the description.
Phil?
Yes?
He was talking to me as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, you were both there.
Right, I'm just gonna pick him up. Raljin!
What are you doing?
I'm picking him up off the ground.
Help! I'm being attacked! Help!
Raljin,
They're trying to steal your crabs! They're trying to take my
I've got him,
crabs!
Raljin. I've got your man, Raljin.
Alright, hang on. Oh, God.
I just got this image of Ayla kind of
I'm
like
just gonna look at him
full-blown
and say,
rugby
Grinks.
tackling it.
I'm going to say, Grinks, be quiet.
He
You
drops.
come with us.
He drops.
You come with us.
He drops the crab basket and it smashes on the floor, and some of the crabs start scuttling all over the place. And he goes,
Grinks.
"Oh, that's me catch!"
Grinks.
I walk up
Listen to me, Grinks. Listen to me, Grinks. You
But
come with us. Nothing will happen to you. We just want to talk to you.
I walk
Okay.
up to him.
I don't know who this Grinks is that you're talking about, but you get your hands off me. You made me drop my catch. I'm gonna have to go out and get some more of those.
Grinks.
That's my livelihood right there.
Right.
Grinks,
Sorry,
this charade
while
this
this is
charade
going
is
on,
fooling no one.
while this is going on, I walk over to them both, and I simply take the hat off his head.
Help! They're robbing me hat. Does he take his hat off and just it reveals a scruff of dirty brown hair, cut not very neatly. It looks like his mother did it.
I put the hat back on and go, yeah, it's not him.
Okay, so I'm gonna sort of like brush him down, in a sort of like pretending not to be embarrassed way. So then, how much were your crabs then?
he goes, they're getting away. He starts crawling on the floor and trying to grab hold of the. It's like he picks up 2 crabs and he realizes that the crab catcher is broken, so he can't put them in anything. He's like, and he looks a little bit exasperated at this point. He's like, what are you doing? Why would you go and take a man and just make him drop his crabs?
We thought you were someone else. I take out a platinum piece and go sorry, and give it to him.
He's got his hands full of crabs at the moment.
All right, I hold it up so he can see it's a platinum piece, and then I put it in his pocket.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Can you at least help me catch my crabs? And there's like 4 other crabs sort of scuttling off in different directions.
Sorry, we've got a thing, and I walk off.
I hear the commotion.
I was about to ask, can Grinks hear that?
So, with your passive perception, Randy, you're just kind of sitting you're just in your room, aren't you?
You're
So
on edge.
Yeah, the window's cracked, so Sal knows which one it is.
You do hear a man shouting about his crabs. Yeah.
Oh, crap. Okay, so what I will do is pop invisibility to start with, which lasts an hour. I'll go to the window and I will misty step to the roof opposite.
Okay.
Need to hide.
So okay, you go to the window, and there aren't many high buildings in here, so it's about the same level. And
it's just the roof opposite. And basically, I want to be watching the room through the window.
So you scoot across, and you just make it. It's not. It's just within reach. And you're on top of you're on top of a residential home. So it's it's someone's house. And you kind of peer down. It's kind of got like a bit of a concrete lip over, so you can kind of just duck down behind it. To have to watch over. So as you do look, you do notice there's in front of the building there is Raljin and Alar and a man on the floor who's chasing these red crabs around with 2 crabs in his hand, and he's trying to pick up the other crabs off the floor, but he's not doing very well. And you see some other people coming in to help, and there's actually that younger elf. Who's just come out with two plates of fish stew in his hand, and he looks at the commotion, and you just see the crab seller just kind of like, don't just stand there, can you help me get the crabs? So this young girl just kind of places the food down on the nearest table, which is already occupied by somebody, and starts chasing these crabs around with still nowhere to put them. It's a bit of a chaotic sight, but you see Alar and Raljin who kind of dismiss it as not their problem and enter the tavern. Okay, Alar and Raljin, we'll come back to you. Sal, actually, you're actually heading towards the house.
I'm going to deliver a message to Vidiana.
Okay, this could only make things better.
Well, my friend and ally Grink stays safely in his hiding spot that no one else knows of.
The gifts on.
By the time they find him, this will have all cleared up.
Okay.
I'm doing him a massive favour.
I am absolutely loving this session. I am loving this session. So
I'm looking under tables.
So
I'm panicking. I'm flipping tables, Phil.
Okay. Well, we'll come back to you guys in just a moment. Sal, you by this point you've actually made it back to the Whitewood residence, to the Whitewood Manor.
We've not done very well.
And you sort of going, and you're looking for Vidiana, correct?
Yep.
Okay. So there's you walk into the main building. She's nowhere immediate to be found. So are you doing would you like to do an investigation? Would you like to ask around, or?
Yes. I think I'll do an investigation check. I'm gonna head back to the breakfast hall, see if there's any late breakfast, because gosh darn it, got so lost on the way to the bathrooms. because you always don't know whether to go for the men's or the women's, and there's only sometimes like one in between. You know how it is. Oh, it's a 2. Oh God. Hang on, I need to add something to this. It's a 7. My total is 7.
7. Okay.
I don't think I even find the breakfast.
No, you don't. You walk in and it's quite a big house, so you don't remember.
I for some reason decided to only explore the outside of it.
You don't remember where the breakfast hall is. There's about 5 doors that come off the main hall. 1 down the centre, 2 down each side, and then there's 2 corridors that run down either side of a staircase. So you don't know which direction to go in. It's too big for you to actually comprehend, and you can't remember which way. You know which door was the room that Vidiana took Ralgin in. You remember that door because it was in this hallway, but you don't remember which direction the dining hall was.
Are you gonna fight my mum?
I don't want to fight your mum. I don't wanna fight your mum.
You'd lose.
I know I'd lose. Oh no.
This has turned out to be an amazing session. I
I
actually don't want it to end.
I was like, at the beginning, I was like, oh man, like, quickly we can get this shot. Oh, I haven't even started.
So what would you like to do? So you're in this main hall. There's some of the house staff are like, you see one member of the house staff is actually the maid. Oh
no, it's not the one that came into my room, is it?
It is the one that came into your room. Yes, she's carrying a basket full of laundry just through the main hall and is just about to head up the stairs.
I don't want. Excuse me.
Yes.
Hello.
You're the. I recognise your voice. You're from the room earlier. I'm really sorry for the intrusion. My boss had told me.
I dropped something on the floor and I tried to look for it.
Oh, did you find it?
No.
Oh, what was it? I can have a look later if you like.
Oh, it's fine. It was a hat.
I thought you said you didn't remember what it was.
I just remembered. Just remembered right now.
Okay. Well, is there anything I can help you with?
Yes. I had a message. Your matriarch. I slipped my mind. In fact, that was what I was looking for. I was looking a message that someone gave me to give to your matriarch from someone that don't know in the Feywild.
Okay. You're looking for Lady Vidiana.
Yes.
Okay. I mean, the last I saw, she was just putting on her shawl and she was heading out into town with one of her guard.
Good.
She did. I mean, she didn't say where she was going. She left shortly after Mr. Whitewood.
Okay.
I believe he was heading to the lumberyard, though. I don't know. I don't know if they're both going to the same place or not.
Oh, that's the lumberyard. Oh, if you could, be amazing.
If I could, what? Sorry.
Direct me to the lumberyard.
Oh, of course. The lumberyard. Let me just pull up my map. So the lumberyard is. So if you head back down the hill towards the Fey de Santra, and take a head eastward from there, it's just before the forest entrance. It's a rather large lumberyard, lots of workers around there. She looks at her. I was going to say looks at her watch. There's no watches. She kind of thinks for a moment for the time. Says it is about lunchtime, so there'll be most of them will be probably leaving for lunch at this point. So
excellent. I'll catch them and have some lunch and talk about our message. Let me. Thank you for your help. I reach into my pocket, pull out. Oh, there's a thorn. There you go.
Thank you.
Yes.
What is this?
Very precious, very magical. Goodbye, and I leave.
Okay. She just looks really confused at this thorn. And it's a rather large thorn. It's about the size of an index finger.
Oh yeah.
And she's just like, okay. And she kind of places it on top of the white laundry that she's carrying, and just kind of.
Oh, that's gonna leave a mark.
just continues walking, but she's happy to help, I guess.
Okay, good.
So
well, that went perfectly.
okay, so are you heading towards the lumberyard then?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So we'll cut away from Sal as Sal walks over to the lumberyard.
Just completely the wrong way.
Yep.
Actually, yeah. Give me an intelligence check to see if you understood the directions that were given to you.
Oh, I just meant to Vidiana.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, to Vidiana, yeah. Oh, yeah, good point. So, yeah, we don't have to do that, it's fine. You'll understand the directions going to the lumberyard. You're absolutely going to the lumberyard, absolutely.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right. So what was it?
Sorry? It doesn't matter, you don't have to roll, it's fine. You're okay. You're okay. You go to the lumberyard. So we'll cut back to the Hollow Tree Inn, where Ayla and Raljean, you enter, and it's a busy day. There's about between 20 and 30 patrons sitting inside and out, eating seafood dinners or lunches. And Ayla, you walk in and you say you're literally going to start flipping tables.
I'll say, Raljin, check the rooms upstairs. I reckon they're hiding under these tables. I'm gonna start flipping tables and looking underneath. And I'm gonna grab the nearest drink and just throw it in an open space, because if you were invisible, that would show up on you, wouldn't it?
So you're just gonna throw it into an open space, okay?
Ayla, please. My family has worked really hard for our reputation.
I'm helping your family, Raljin. I'm going to catch these two for your family. Now you check the room.
While we hear this commotion, I'm going to send a message to Lynx.
To the cat?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm hoping that she's dumb enough to fall for it.
She has an intelligence of 10, so we'll see.
Yeah. So I'm going to, in my own voice, just whisper in her ear, I'm down at the docks.
Hang on. Okay. Who's that talking to me? Rajan, you hear Lynx say this.
Said anything, Lynx?
I heard a voice. It said that I'm down at the docks. Rather peculiar.
Weird. Maybe it was just one of the patrons.
Possibly. And
Heard a
kind of
voice.
looks
It was-
around,
it was-
and Ayla is in the process now of picking up someone's drink, and turns and splashes it in a random space on the floor, and it just splashes all over the floor. The person whose drink it was just kind of goes, "Hey, that was my drink."
I rush over, I place 2 gold down in front of him and go, sorry.
It wasn't worth that much. Hey, what's your big deal? What's up with your friend here? Just go around just picking up people's drinks and just spilling it all over the place. I spent my hard-earned money on that. As he does, he kind of takes the gold and places it in his pocket.
Is he one of the townsfolk, or is he coming on a boat?
He's probably you can't you know that he definitely works on a boat, but you don't know if you don't know everyone in the town.
No, that's-
Does he look like an elven fisherman?
He's wearing a hat. I'll tell you that. He's not elven though. He's human.
The only reason I ask is because I say to him, he's got whitewood madness, and then I just walk away as if that's any kind of explanation.
What? Hang on. Intelligence. Yeah, he fails that. That's a true. That's a 2. Why would madness? What the hell's that?
And I've gone. I'm not around to answer.
And I'm just going to say to him, have you seen an elven fisherman?
Oh yeah, there was one outside selling crab.
Oh, not him. Another one.
I mean, take your pick. I hope you're gonna buy me another drink.
Have you
Hey,
seen...
for that.
Point me in the direction of the elven fisherman, and I most certainly will.
Kind of stands up and just says, "Hey, if you're an elven fisherman, stand up." And he's gonna use his charisma. Oh, natural 20.
Oh boy.
about 6 elves, elven fishermen all stand up. They kind of stand up and go. Yeah, one of them just goes, "What's this all about? Have you misidentified somebody?" And it's like,
Right.
no, this guy here, he's looking for an elven fisherman. I'm not sure
Wearing
what's
a
wrong with
hat.
us human and halfling fishermen, but he wants an elven fisherman.
With a hat.
It's like a game of Guess Who. so 6 of them stood up. Then 3 of them sit down. It's like, there's still 3 of them stood up with that have hats on.
Right. Please, if you will, remove your hat.
One of them says, "I'm sorry. Does the hat offend you?"
No. I need to work out.
Because
I'm looking for somebody.
I do have my rights to wear my hat indoors if I want to. I'm a hardworking patron of this town, and I'm going
Look,
to
remove the hat. Roll for
Ayla.
intimidation.
give me an intimidation roll then.
Hi.
So I have on intimidation. I have a +5.
Okay.
It is 19.
19 in total.
Yeah.
So you stomp up to this elf who's wearing the hats, and you kind of place your hand on the hilt of your sword. Don't draw it, but you can go, remove the hat. And he goes, "Oh, all right. You don't have to make me so pushy." And he takes the hat and just puts it off and says, "You want it?"
Is it him?
No, definitely not. it's
I'm just say, apologies, sir. You're not the person I was looking for. Have a good day.
Okay, can I put my hat back on?
Oh, sorry, sir. Yes, put your hat back on. Right, what about the other 2?
They just both look at each other from across the bar, sort of like from across the room, and one of them kind of just shrugs and just kind of pulls his hat off his head.
Is it Grinks? Are you Grinks? I'm going to look at him.
No, not Grinks. No, they call me Stelaf.
So have I now positively identified that the elves in there that are fishermen are not Grinks?
Definitely, yeah. None of these are Grinks.
I'm going to shout at the top of my voice. Have any of you seen a fisherman who's an elf wearing a hat who's not in his room right now nearby? I need to find him quick.
And Stelaf just kind of goes, "Yeah, there was one outside selling crab."
Not him.
Not him!
Oh, okay. Then no. I mean,
Okay.
but the bartender just kind of goes, "Hang on one second, because I've actually got a character for this guy, or this person. Evan Provost. So he's human. It's the guy that named the Triple Giant Slayer. He goes, if you guys are quite done disturbing my customers, by the way, go back to your drinks. I know these. It's all an act. Sorry, Bard. I forgot to tell you I hired them." He kind of glances a stare over at Ayla and just get over here.
I'm just going to go, yes, I'm the bard.
You're not. He kind of goes, "Right. First of all, you're cleaning the mess up, okay? I'm not leaving that on the floor. And
This
second
is
of
an
all,
emergency. I apologise for any inconvenience, but this is a serious assassination attempt.
so you're looking for an elven fisherman, yes?
Yes, with a hat.
Okay.
Look, can't forget the hat, man. And it's not crabs.
I'm
Fish.
Look, I'm not. I can't be sure if I've seen an elven fisherman. Because Grinks, did you head back to there? Were you still in fisherman disguise?
I was, because Sal told me to.
Yes. So I did see someone of that description. They've rented a room here, and I've something a little bit, pardon the pun, fishy about them, because
Yes.
they were in here all night drinking, and
Yes.
they didn't strike me as a fisherman, and then suddenly they left today in normal garb, and then they came back earlier on dressed in fisherman's gear, which much that reminds me a lot of the crab seller, who I allowed to sell his crabs outside my establishment. Who and as he says that, a crab kind of scuttles across the counter. He picks it
I'm
up
just
and
gonna
goes,
go. Look, the crab seller is not part of this assassination. He's fine, okay?
Assassination? What are you talking about?
No, ignore him. Ayla, take it down a notch. It's fine.
Okay, it's not an assassination.
What I'm trying to
it's
tell you
very
is
serious.
there is a shifty shifty elf who was not dressed in fisherman's gear earlier, but was when he came back. Staying up in room number 3. I have a spare key here. As long as you deal with this quietly.
Okay.
Don't go making a ruckus. No fights in my bar. I have enough of those once the sun goes down. I don't want any during the day. It's my quiet time. I don't have to clean anything up during the day.
Okie dokie.
Right.
Quiet.
All right.
I know quiet.
Now, are you going to pay for Eugene's drink because he's sitting behind you and he's looking very angry? You see the
yes. I'm just gonna pay for the drink. We're in a rush.
All right, it's 2 silver. Yes.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say. Here's 3.
Oh, thank you. Now, go. So yeah, it gives you the key to room number 3.
Right. I am going to stealthily and silently go up to room number 3 because, as far as I'm aware, he's still there.
Mhm. Raljan, are you going with?
I don't even know anymore.
I'm here to help, Raljan.
Eli's taking this really seriously, It's great.
This is what happens when there's 2 rogues in the party.
Right, I'm drawing my sword and I'm silently. No, in fact, yeah, sword will do.
Okay, Raljan, what are you doing?
You're drawing steel.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Well, just as a precaution,
Okay. I'm just going to walk up. I'm going to take the key from Ayla. I'm going to go up to the door, and I'm going to, as quietly as possible, open the door just a crick and look inside.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Okay, that's not bad. Perception is one of my goodies. It is 21.
21. Okay. You peer inside and you give it a look and a listen, and by all accounts, the room is empty.
right, I'm going to.
But the window
throw.
But the window is open.
I'm going to throw water across the room.
Did you take a picture of water up with you?
No, is there a sink?
There is a sink in the room, yes.
I'm going to go into the room,
Okay.
turn on the tap, and get anything that's handy, like a bowl, bedpan, whatever.
Yeah, there's a bedpan, yeah, it's something like that, yeah. Well, it's just a
It's used as well.
I'm
Will you?
Oh,
I'm going to throw it around the room just to see if anything stands out in the. Because if you was invisible, I'd be able to sort of identify it, wouldn't I?
Yeah, you pick up this used bedpan, fill it with a little bit more water, kind of slush it around a bit. It stinks, and you just spread this awful smelling water. Raljan is lucky that he's behind you when you do this, and it just goes all over the place, and it just coats the bed, it coats the curtains, coats the floor, and there's.
Does it find anyone?
No.
I'm gonna look out the window, and I fully realise that Grinks is invisible. So I fully realise I have to do this with disadvantage. But I'm gonna look to see if I can see him.
Okay, so Grinks, you're 30 foot across the way, aren't you? On the building just opposite.
I would have been thrown on top of the building.
And you're just kind of behind a concrete lip, and you're just kind of peering over to look through the window. You're watching now as through the window it's a small window, so you can't see everything that's going on. You do see kind of like arm movements of a bedpan splashing across the window as like dirty water is the best way I can say it, gets splashed across the room, and then you see Ayla sort of walk up towards the window, kind of scratching the back of his head, looking around with the look of confusion on his face, and then he kind of snaps his finger and like shakes his head, and then he kind of walks off to the side. It's almost like watching like a little like a little show on a window, and then you see Raljin kind of like walk up into the picture and looks towards the open window and kind of walks up to it and puts his hands on both sides of the window and looks out. Raljin, as you do this, give me a perception check with disadvantage.
It's not 2 natural 20s because that would have been hilarious, but it's still pretty good.
Okay.
Perception with disadvantage.
Yes.
22.
With disadvantage?
Yeah, it would have been 23 with advantage.
Okay, so 1 second, because
Should have had me to have a look. I get advantage on perception.
It would have been a straight roll for you, yeah.
yeah, okay.
But you was too busy throwing piss around the room.
Raljin, that could have worked. That could have. You'd have loved it if we'd have seen a piss-covered Grinks.
Okay. So, you're going to hate me for this because of the specifics of the spell. You definitely do not see anyone. And this is the hard part because it's 30 feet away and there's no visual cues to see at all. So, as you kind of look out, there's no, even with the 22. Unfortunately, I probably shouldn't have made you roll because I should have looked at the spell first. There's no visual cues to see him. The only thing about invisibility is you can break invisibility by hearing or smelling, and none of those are within your reach at the moment. So as you look out, you can't see him. You can't see him at all. You can't see where he might be. But I will say, well, how would you like to go about this? What's your thought process on this moment?
Well, if Ayla had gone in there waving a sword, there'd have been a fireball in there.
Really?
So he's, yeah.
Did you did you drop the sword, Ayla? You didn't have the sword as you went in. You had the bedpan.
No, he went for the bedpan.
Yeah. Okay. So Raljin, what's your thought process at this point?
Okay. So I can't see anything on the ground.
No. You do see people on the ground. You see a guy chasing crabs around.
No, but what I'm saying is I don't see, apart from the disturbance Ayla caused, I don't see any signs that anyone's running away or escaping or anything like that.
No.
I'm helping you.
I look across and I don't see anything.
No.
Okay, let me just have a look at what I can do.
What about Lynx? Can Lynx help us here, Raljin?
Not really.
Well, not really. You've thrown my scent all over the room.
Yeah.
Literally. Oh, God.
It's like 70% triple dragon slayer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hang on, I've got an idea, and it might. It all depends on how far away I can do that.
Right.
Oh no, I can do it.
What can you do?
I am going to. I see the building across the way. Yeah.
Okay. What makes you assume that?
Well, it's the only one within reach. I'm guessing that he could get to.
Not well. Depends on if you know what
No, my thought process is there is no sign that he could have got to the ground, and there is no one running around.
Right. Okay.
So the only place for him to go would either be up or across.
Okay.
And it's easier for me to see across than it is up.
Okay. So
Don't worry, I'm not.
What are you going to do?
I am going to cast Dancing Lights.
Okay.
And the reason I'm casting Dancing Lights is because the sudden appearance of lights, I'm hoping, will startle anyone who might be hiding there just long enough to accidentally give themselves away. I don't know he's invisible. I don't know what. I don't have anything like that. I'm just thinking if someone's hiding there, sun bright light might give something away. Just anything.
Well, depends on the
Looks like
reaction of
an
Grinks
attack.
at this point. So, you extend your hand and you cast Dancing Lights, and it appears in the 30-foot street outside this tavern. You notice on the floor the crab seller. I'd have a name for him, but I'm going to have to give him one. The crab seller manages to catch one of the crabs and then looks up towards the dancing lights. The crab nips him on the finger, goes ah, and it gets away. He goes ah, fucking hell. He goes chasing. But the sudden dancing lights appear. Grinks, is there a reaction?
Well, first of all, I think I'd probably do an Arcana check to see what it is, because if I fail the Arcana check, I'm probably going to do something a bit silly.
You probably pooped out in it, I know.
Yeah.
So yeah, give me an Arcana check. To see if it's a threat.
3, 9, 12.
Okay.
I mean, it is a drow spell, so
It is a drow
I do
spell,
have
and you are familiar with the magical arts, so the difficulty is significantly lower. And from what you've seen of Raojin, is not a, it's not likely to be a fireball. It could be like Sacred Flame or something like that, but you know this not to be that. You know this to be a harmless dancing light spell. Kind of lights up the area.
Yeah, I'm going to duck behind the shingle, so I'm completely and utterly obscured.
Okay.
And I'm going to send a message to Raojin.
Okay.
So I'm going to whisper it as well, so that hopefully I'm not 30 feet away as a whisper.
Yeah. No.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't be
Inaudible. Try listening to someone 30 feet away. It's hard. So especially whispering. So go for it. What are you saying?
You're looking a little aggressive there, kid.
I click my fingers and the dancing lights disappear.
You can respond.
I reply with, "Who are you really?"
Just someone who wants to get back to the bloody circus.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Oh my god!
I love that.
Guys,
That was a good ending, actually.
I'm away next week. I'm on holiday next
Oh
week.
no!
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not allowed.
Hey, lads,
It's just going to be Sal and Yarn going on the show.
Well, I think Yarn's away next week as well. So it's going to be.
I'm here.
Yeah,
Drow
so
party.
it'll be the drow party. It'll
Is
be.
it worth doing some sort of little non-canon?
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I'll see. Because I mean, we couldn't. Yeah.
I mean, we've done more with less. I mean, that's the date of the races was pretty much just because of that.
Yeah, the day of the races was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a full session, Fran, with where we had a few players missing. So we had a day at the Thistenhorn races. So they went placing betting on horses, trying to sabotage the race, winning loads of money, then almost getting robbed afterwards because it looked like they cheated the game, and it was hilarious.
Sounds like some real hijinks. I can't wait to kind of.
It was really, really good. So, for the purposes of the stream, we're going to end it there. So we'll find out what happens with these hilarious happenstance with the with everything that's going on in this session. It's fantastic.
The buffoonery.
The what? Sorry.
The buffoonery.
The buffoonery. And the accusations and things that seem to be the paranoia that's lurking around Grinks and who he actually is. And we will come back to this maybe next week, maybe not. We'll see if we want. But I'm confident that we might be able to, but we'll see. Yeah, we'll hopefully see you next time. So it's time for us to call it crits, and see you next time. See you later, everybody. And I'm gonna stop the stream there because I'm gonna. There we go.